Okay, hello and welcome. It is a Wednesday, March 25th, and we probably should turn the music down in the background or the live stream will just go dead. It's day 10, and Rebecca Berry with me, Greg Hollenback.
Yeah. Hi, Greg.
Day 10 since restaurants have shut down, and we're just following it. Streaming coverage 2 to 5 p.m. every single day, and just a pleasure to have some of the best on here with us, Rebecca.
We're very lucky. We have some really top-of-the-line chefs and just purveyors, everybody who touches this industry that is so valuable to our economy on. And we've got a big lineup today, starting with Chef Brother Luck, which we definitely appreciate the time to come on today. It's huge.
Yeah, the show is going to be packed, and we will promote what's coming up. But again, Rebecca just said we have a huge show lined up, but we have this gentleman's time just for a few moments, so we want to jump right to it. And via satellite, I'd like to make it think it was that fancy satellite, but basically he's on his phone, and Chef Brother Luck joins us from, I think he's at Lucky Dumpling, aren't you, brother?
Yeah, I'm over at Lucky Dumpling right now, taking a few minutes off the line.
You know, sometimes as I've gotten to know you throughout the years, and you know, kind of your demeanor is always stoic. You know, you're trying to figure out how's brother's mood, and sometimes when you're stoic, you're in a fantastic mood, and I just don't know. But I guess I'll ask you right now, how's your spirits, brother?
Yeah, you know, I've worked really hard on my RBF. I like to think that's years of being in the kitchen.
That was good. Did you catch that? Because I got that immediately.
Resting bitch face. But here's the thing with brothers. See, that's the smile I love to see right there. Is that smile? So I take it your spirits are fairly good right now.
Yeah, at the end of the day, all we can do is say, you know, that's kind of where I'm at, just back to the basics. You know, we started this business 7 years ago by grinding just like we are right now. And I don't think any chef in this industry is scared of the work. You know, we're just looking for the work. So for me right now, the priority is really, you know, we want to get them back to work. We want to be back to where it's at, but at the same time, we have to be safe. So we're, you know, following mandates and protocols, but also getting very to go back for a cooking class that you could pick up, and then he's going to do a virtual cooking class there tonight. Like, genius.
That's fantastic. Some of the off-air conversations that we've had, brother, obviously I'm not going to share what that is, but you cracked me up a little bit of here it is. I'm sitting in the kitchen that I cooked in years and years ago, all by myself, grew my businesses up to, you know, employees and adding all kinds of different layers and just building and building and building. And then there you were, that moment to say, I'm right back to where I was at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's promised tomorrow, so appreciate it today. It happens that quick. And, you know, it's how you get up. And I think that's been my biggest thing is like, you know, we need to have perseverance right now. We need to have courage. We need to be determined. We need to stick together. We need to be a community. And that's the one thing that I'm walking away with right now from everyone is just community and love. Like, what can we do to help? What can we do to assist you? What do you need? Do you need a meal? Do you need a drink? Like, what can I do?
That's just incredible. And, you know, the takeaway from your Facebook video on, what was it, just day one, I believe, was so touching, Chef. I was in a team meeting with my company, and, you know, I had to share it and just share what's gone on because it didn't hit everybody as hard as it did right away as with us. And then it started to spread throughout the nation. And I just really had to share your passion and why you do what you do and how hard it hit home. And I appreciate the rawness.
Yeah, you know, I have a tendency to just be honest and vulnerable. And that was just one of those things. I had just finished up the conversation and I just left the restaurant. I was in there by myself, and it hit me hard. And, you know, I felt the need to just say something. And I never would have used any profanity had I known it was going to go as viral as it did. It real.
I think everybody, though, was okay with it. It was used in the sense of emotion and heartbreak and just all the hard work.
I've heard you say a lot.
I've heard a lot of people say a lot worse.
You've been in a kitchen before, haven't you, brother?
Yeah, but I got a lot of young fans that I like to be a mentor and a leader for, and I am. So it's one of the things I'm always aware of.
Yeah, one of my takeaways, brother, and I think I've repeated it on the show daily, is something that just sticks in my mind of, generally you're punished because you've done something wrong. And this punishment is, we did nothing wrong is what you had to say.
Yeah, but that's the risk of being independent. That things go up, things go down. We went through 9/11, we went through 2008. Now here we are in 2020 dealing with this coronavirus, and it's just something else for the books. And a lot of people are going to lose a lot, but a lot of people are going to survive as well. And we just want to try to protect the people that need it, the people that need guidance, the people that aren't as resourceful, the ones that just need some direction. I mean, we're in this together.
Yeah, one of the comments on the live stream, George Valance says, "Brother Luck makes a fine ramen."
Ain't that the truth?
We still have you, brother.
We may have had you frozen for a minute here.
So as we look in the background there, and I see you're at Lucky Dumpling and then 4 by Brother Luck. Do you mind just giving us the state of the state as far as Brother Luck and your businesses are going right now, brother?
Yeah, right now I think week one, we had to stop the hemorrhaging. We had a lot of expenses going out, whether it was our employees and with no money coming in, at some point you have to say, I don't want to not be able to pay the people. So that was how you guys start the process, and because we did it before Polis announced it, so we knew it was coming. We had a direction. Rather you start the process, it's going to get busy, and let us figure out what this looks like. This is temporary, but this is what we need to do as business. So, and that was, hey, we got a lot of food out here. Like, we need to do something with it. So at 4, and I looked at it makes sense to do curbside. It's too many steps from the center of the plate. It just doesn't work. So we took some of the favorites from over there, and we came to Lucky Dumpling, which is a much smaller space that allows us to actually see the door from the kitchen because it's open, and build a curbside program, write custom menus. We wrote them for 5 days in a row, and when Tina and I finally sat down one night, I think day 2 or 3, and really looked at our finances, we realized we were $8,000 in a hole. Like, we didn't have $8,000 just to pay off the rest of our payroll. So for me, that next 5 days became about, I got to hustle this $8,000 and get the word out and get people to come, do this curbside, and I'm going to do it solo. And I did it with, friends and family who came in here and helped me. So, we raised $11,000 over the weekend in sales. We're able to pay all of our people at this point. So nobody has not been paid within our teams, and that's 50 of both. So we got small vendors. We got my small business owners first. Let's get them paid off with the smaller invoices and then ship away. But that's, on a payables, that's about $80,000. So, we know that we've got to make that money in the next couple of weeks to stay alive. And now the conversation is like, okay, we've got a good curbside program figured out. We've got a menu that we can run per week now because we've utilized the product smart. Pickling, preserving, like anything we can to not waste. And as we head into these next couple of weeks, I think we're going to rebuild Lucky first. That's kind of the conversation. Is this is the restaurant where we're going very limited team members and slowly bringing them on one by one as we can. And we'll rebuild this program, and then we'll head into 4 after that, and 4 will be the secondary. But you got to think, most business owners, we have to build up that first payroll, because you usually got to float that first payroll. You got to be able to have all your payables cleared so you can actually purchase more food to get your inventory to start all that stuff. So there's a lot of expense just with restarting our businesses. And that's something that's going to be hard for a lot of people, is you don't have that $50,000 to just throw at it.
Yeah. We talked throughout the days as we've had various business owners on. We've had Juan Padro on. We've had Alex Seidel on. You Justin Brunson. You go down the list, and the ripple effect is real. But the consensus in my mind, anyways, is that brands aren't doing business with brands. People are doing business with people. And when the smoke clears, if your restaurant's different, you're still going to face yourself with. So how you approach who owes what money and how you talk to your landlord and those types of things, is that something that you felt was important right off the bat, brother? Because Absolutely. I know you're a people person.
I mean, it's about respect and communication, and our landlords were the first ones to reach out to us and say, "Hey, we're gonna push your rents back for 60 days. We understand what's going on." So they initiated that, and for us, all we can do is express our gratitude. After that, it's like, "Hey, can we talk to our bankers?" So we're able to defer payments with SBA loans and small business loans that we have. So those things are pushed to the 60 days out. So that helps out tremendously. So then it's like, okay, now let's talk to our insurance agent. How do we drop our premiums? What are we doing with workers' comp? What are we doing with liquor liabilities? Like, how do we drop that down, because we're not open? We don't need that much coverage. So saving dollars on those ends, like stopping the bleeding, this is what we have to do. And a lot of people don't realize what is actually going on in restaurants, but like, that's our reality right now. Plus getting up at 6 a.m, shopping at every market because you can't afford to bring in a truck right now, and getting in the kitchen and cooking it. And then I'm the one in this kitchen. If you come down and check out a curbside, you're going to see me in the kitchen throwing down. I still got it. That's kind of nice to know.
Modestly, you say. When could you think in a time like this where you'd actually go through that? And yesterday I did that same thing on national. I think it was National Takeout, and I did the curbside. Yep. But to have Brother Luck bring out the food he just cooked and bring it to your window and hand it to you, and give you a piece and send you on your way, that's a pretty cool thing. Are you continuing on with that, brother, or have you shifted that?
Yeah, at this point, we're doing call-in orders. So call in, schedule time to pick it up. We're posting our menu on our website, luckydumplingco.com. And people check out the website, check out the menu. They call it in, schedule their time, show up. You can walk right in the front doors. We cash you out right there. Then you can walk right outside or head back to your car. So it's we're trying to get it to the point where it's quick. It's safe. We're keeping our 6 feet distance. But, at this point, we're also able to have, a few extra hands there now. Mm-hmm. Survival mode.
Absolutely. It's kind of surreal. Yeah. When I met you years ago, when Jay and I came down, where'd we go? What restaurant was that, brother? Was Street Eats?
Yeah, that was Street Eats. That was over on West Colorado Springs.
Yeah, fun. I mean, before a lot of, Top Chef fame and those types of things. Just brother and hanging out with you, you never really. I know, and that's what I love about you. You are still just brother. But the crash course in learning these things, obviously, we could have never prepared for this. But now this is going outside of that creative Chef Brother Luck in the kitchen to just navigating this business thing. What's been helping you this past week, resources wise? What are you looking forward to? What's out there for other folks that may want to take a look?
Having the knowledge of my town has been the greatest thing. When I started this, I couldn't afford anything, and I built it from the very bottom with just myself and my wife volunteering and my niece helping out. And all this has done is really kind of brought me back to that beginning of the amount of expenses that we had on our businesses. Were they necessities? So, now it's like we're getting extremely smart, just as we did in 2008. We're getting extremely smart with our spending and controls, because I think things were getting a little loose. And you get a crash like this where you lose that much revenue, it just kind of reinforces that. So I think for me, going experience forced me to think about that and be a little bit more, prepared.
Yeah, lean and mean, man.
Mean.
We've been seeing that lean and mean and just, hurry up and get ready. But, guys like us, we need a little bit of levity, and we joke, but we're like, we grew up with nothing. We didn't have any. We've always scraped for something. So on the other side of this thing, I can only see you coming back bigger and badder and stronger than ever.
And leaner.
Yeah, no, I've lost 10 pounds working that line.
Greg, we've got something that, brother, we can give back to you, and I'll be reaching out to you separately. We're still in the midst of working on this project, but Levers Locavore is opening up their seating space to make a retail shop, and I'm working with Jen over there on a few things. We'd love to get some autographed
you have any apparel
from you that's going to go directly back to your restaurant for your employees.
We want to sell. We want to make some money for you up here in Denver, brother. Is that something we can do? Do you have any apparel we can come pick up?
No, all that stuff's on back end right now.
It's not. I bet it is. All right, we're just trying to figure out ways. Let me ask you this: what's most helpful for you right now? How can people help?
That's helping out the most, at least from what I've experienced, is I'm getting a lot of small businesses, a lot of large businesses here in town that are actually calling in and scheduling large orders for pickup. So, tomorrow we have 60 lunches going out to a small business, and that's great revenue for us. Friday, I've got 190 lunches going out to another business here in town, and we just got a hospital that booked for another 30 on Tuesday. So those are things that are extremely helpful. Besides just buying gift cards help as well. But something immediate where I can utilize the product from these ranchers and these farmers is call ahead with a big order and say, hey, I got 20, 30 people I need to feed in my office. We can box it up. We can have it ready for you to go. It's a pickup. It's easy. It takes all that stress off you. Your people don't have to leave your office. It helps out every restaurant. So not just my restaurant, but I think any restaurant in your area, consider that.
Okay, we want to leave on a good note, brother. I know you got to get back to the kitchen. We really appreciate your time. Chef Brother Luck, 4 by Brother Luck and Lucky Dumpling, Colorado Springs. Top Chef fame, you know him. He's our friend. He's your friend. Brother, that kind of, I don't know, uptick note. I know you're real tight with your wife, Tina. It actually makes me jealous how much you guys love each other. She's your rock. You're her rock. What have you felt community-wise, in relationships? What's a silver lining right now for you?
Man, spend time with the ones who really love you. And in times like this, you realize real quick who's truly your friend and who truly actually cares about you. Who's the first ones to pick up that phone, volunteer time, tell you I love you, tell you what do you need, what can I help you with. That was something that I'll always go to the grave with is, maintain those priorities of faith, family, and then work. And, it reinforced it for sure.
The Modern Eater family, we're so happy to hear from you. All the folks that you know and love. Chef Cheeto chimes in, says hello. Jeff Jabat, all the friends and family that you have up here in Denver, man. I can't wait to see you under different circumstances. It's good to see your face. Give me that smile as you exit out of here, brother.
And then give me a solid RBF.
Don't do that.
That's always the pose they use every time I do a TV show. They're like, let me see.
Keep gardening.
I can't even do it now.
Keep gardening and keep cooking, Chef. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chef.
Absolutely.
Big hug.
Absolutely. Appreciate
I love him so much. Chef Brother Luck.
Please make sure that you're sharing our page. Obviously, as you can see, other industries are touched and able to help out the restaurant space. As Chef Brother Luck just said, he's getting catering orders. This can happen all over the state. This can happen in your state. I know we have some out-of-state people who hop on here and there. So if your industry and your businesses are up and running and you're catering lunch, please remember the small guys. They're there, and you get the best service.
One thing that I am seeing right now is let's do this, a little bit of housekeeping. And thank you, Rebecca, for doing that. On the show today, You probably already know because we're putting out some stuff for you. But if you don't know, we're standing by from Jason Mcgovern from Crush Pizza and Tap. He's doing great things. Chef Elan Wenzel will join us on the show as well. Biker Jim Pittenger, John Hinman, Jason Wange, who's doing kind of an uplifting YouTube clip a day, Zack Christofferson, Chain Reaction Brewing Company, Sonia Riggs, of course, with an update, Colorado Restaurant Association, and then closing off the show, Dr. Sara Metz, Code 4 Counseling. I'm hoping we can get Mark Whistler in. He's really good. So the $2 trillion package that is out there for relief that's, hopefully going to have a lot of great things as far as the, people call it as a bailout. But this is the time, Jay, where we all wish that, Rebecca, did you finish college?
I did not, actually. I did a trade school. And so, I've been kind of doing my own thing for years and figuring it out. But, I feel like, though, you were about to say you wish we would have finished college. But you know what? I feel like from the ground up, your experiences are worth a lot. And I'm not saying one is better than the other.
I just want to know what's in this package and how can we get it to the people that they want to help. So we're trying to get some experts on for you, the show. And Mark Whistler does a great job of breaking that down. Also, we have a resource group for you. Just great information as we all try and learn and study together. But Food Service Emergency Group, it's on Facebook. We've opened it up to the public for now, so I would jump on this opportunity to get in this book. Here's some resources for you. The SBA disaster loans explains that. The SBA 7A loans, Facebook ad credits. This stuff is out there for you guys, and compiling this information together is a really valuable resource. So Food Service Emergency Summary of Retail Bank Charges and Deferral Options. Did you know that Amex, if you work with Amex, their business payment deferrals are waived and their fees and interest? A lot of different organizations are doing some great things to have a little bit of relief. Free Square payment processing. That's stuff that's huge. Yeah. And if you know about these things, they could help you tremendously. Free discounted Zoom accounts, iFund Women grants by Visa for women-owned companies. That's cool stuff. So find those resources on Food Service Emergency Group. And I must tell you about this as we're talking about getting our houses in order. This is a good opportunity as you're getting your business. I mean, there's probably a lot of restaurants that are cleaning their coolers out now. If you're not open for business, just kind of getting your house in order. And I can tell you that Jeff Rourke from A+ Beverage Solutions can help you out with your tap lines. You might need a cleaning right now while your kegs are down. Your lines are going to have that stagnant beer in them.
You don't want that.
You do not want that at all. Jeff Rourke, he does installations, but he also does maintenance. Now's the time for maintenance. Listen to me, more than ever. This guy is a gentleman. It's a family-owned and operated business. These are the people you want to do business with. So, again, specialty tap installations, beer, wine, water, coffee, nitro. They can add a line for you. If you're just looking to get cleaned up and get your nitro perfect so your beer's the right temperature, get a hold of Jeff Rourke and A+ Beverage Solutions. The phone number to get him is 720-272-3809. What are you doing if you're pouring inefficient beer, Jay?
You're pouring your money down the drain.
Don't pour your money down the drain. Get your pipes cleaned. You got to clean them pipes out every so often.
Every now and then.
720-272-3809. Jeff Rourke and A+ Beverage Solutions standing by for Jason Mcgovern from Tap Pizza and Crush. He's doing some great things with the Buy a Pizza program. And I don't know about you, but I'd be thrilled if someone bought me a pizza. Now, I should probably be buying someone else a pizza, but...
Well, I bought somebody else a pizza today. I did buy a pizza for myself,
yes,
but I did pay it forward with Pizzeria Locale. I'm like getting all the pizza terms mixed up here. So today you still have, and we're promoting all of the businesses till the end of the day to help out and feed somebody else who might be struggling right now. So get out and do it. One thing I do want to touch on real quick while we're doing the cleaning topics and cleaning house is you want to ensure that you guys are up to code on everything because the city is coming around and people are getting dinged. So make sure you have your coolers cleaned, your lines cleaned, you name it, your gloves, your hands washed, your sanitation.
Thank you for the gift.
You're welcome.
Rebecca, that was very sweet to bring it in. Hey, Jay, do you have a second right now to hand me that bag?
Yeah.
Because I think this is a great opportunity to talk about something that you're putting together. And I think what we're finding is that breweries and distilleries are on their game with this. I think restaurants should get on their game too. But this was just in my house and just over the years, Rebecca. So here's Bull and Bush. There's a nice
Oh,
hat
that's
from
a
them.
good old school one. Yeah.
We got, the Modern Eater hat.
I need one of those.
Well, there you go.
Perfect.
Three Freaks Brewery, Bear Brewing Company. We've got all kinds of stuff. Ska. You can see I'm wearing Ska right now. Hats. 291 Distillery. I mean, look at all these goodies that
We've
we
got all
have
kinds
here.
of good stuff here.
We got a bunch of 291. Rocker Spirits, they're doing great stuff. And this gentleman, I'm glad he popped on right now. Here, we'll just throw those back in here.
Take those.
His name is Jason Mcgovern. Really cool, smart guy, businessman. He's a lover of pizza. He grew up. Did you know Jason Mcgovern, all he did is eat pizza for a few months? Every day he ate a piece of pizza. Look at him. He's got that girlish figure on him, too.
I'm trying, guys. How are you?
Oh, no. Oh, we're doing good, Jason. Good to see you, my friend. First of all, show us that shirt right there that you have on. What is it? What'd you write in there?
My Crush Crew.
First Crush. I love it. I think
Jason,
we need one of those.
Do you have a bunch? Do you have a bunch of those?
I've got enough. Yes, Greg. I got enough shirts and crew members still. So hopefully we have some more at the end of all this.
Well, I would love to take those off your hands to help sell them to put profit back into your organization. How does that sound?
I saw the email and the Facebook post today, and I'd be happy to get you some merch. Absolutely.
Perfect. We'll connect after the show. I'll get you all the information that we need.
You know what? Thanks. You know what I like about Jason's merch is it's cool.
I'm going to buy one of those. I want to wear that.
It's really cool.
Everyone has a first crush.
Jason, so business is hard enough even when there's not a virus going around. Did you know that?
I did, Greg. I did.
It's something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pivoting, changing, adapting, those types of things. As I look behind you and see the Crush logo on the wall, and probably one of 3 employees that you have working in the background. Generally, just a bustling place of happy people drinking delicious craft beer and eating great Crush pizza. What's changed for you in your business, Jason?
Do you want to say what hasn't changed, maybe? So, no, I'm just kidding. Well, listen, first and foremost, I'd like to say that we've been very thankful and very blessed with the amount of support that we've seen. I've seen a couple of the minutes of the shows over the last couple of days and week. I know that everybody's been thankful for the support, but I have to be sure that I say the same thing to the 5 years of people that have supported us. We've fed them over the last 5 years, and now they're feeding us, which is really great. So, but to answer your question, I mean, we've shut down our services for the most part, and there's that mental hurdle that you have to get over as a restaurant owner. You've created a community of people, not only within the community that you're in, but also within the 4 walls that you have. And now you see behind me or around me just pizza boxes everywhere. So there's just a lot that's changed. I think for me, it's mostly mental at this point, trying to figure out how to stay flexible, how to stay agile. Fortunately, as a small business, we can do those things, but it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of mental acuity to do it. So long story short, everything has still changed, though.
Some people would say, man, pizza, you're kind of lucky that you're a pizzeria and you should be set up for delivery and pick up, that type of thing. Are you really just perfecting that at this point?
Yeah, we are lucky. We haven't seen as big of a drop-off as some places, and obviously some places have had to close. So we've been very lucky. Pizza and wings are comfort food. And so, and once again, we've been at this location for 5 years, clawing and scratching and still clawing and scratching today. But we have a good support group around us. And then pizza and wings just are great. They're portable. Again, they have that comfort food value to them. And now, since Governor Polis has allowed us to sell some beer, we're able to move some much needed inventory that we've spent money on already. I mean, everyone's been talking about that, I'm sure, but it's nice to be able to sell a 6-pack or 2. And, we're trying to create value for our guests, so we're not selling them at the $3 or $4 or $5 a pop. We're trying to sell them for 10 or 12 bucks a pop. So, or excuse me, for a 6-pack. But we've been lucky. We're perfecting the delivery. We've got a great setup here that we can keep guests, on our patio, and we can serve them that way, contactless. And we're still moving and shaking as of today.
Yeah. First of all, hands down, my favorite pizza in town. It's just, it's fantastic.
Very kind of you.
And here's what's probably even cooler is there's a good chance right now you're making that pie.
Oh, some nights. Yeah, some nights. I've got enough business to keep my kitchen guys going, which again has been very helpful. The upfront staff has been cut down to me and one other, and maybe a part-timer, that can give me some relief. But there are nights, and this Friday and Saturday will probably be one of them where I'll be back there either grilling wings or slapping pies out. So yeah, you know how to do it, Greg. I've seen you do it before.
I got lucky, so lucky, my man. And I watched the experts. So you're doing some great initiatives right now to help out the community in the community's time of need.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, but obviously keeping a routine, if in this time of need or time of challenge, is important. So we're generally very active on those social media platforms. So I've tried to stay active there too. Again, mostly for my mental sanity. But the day it happened, I knew that we were going to have to be able to give back to the community. I mean, ultimately, restaurant owners are fighters. We talked about clawing and scratching and overcoming challenges. But we're caregivers. I mean, we want to create community. We want people to know that they're welcomed here. So we came up with a gift card equals gift pizza initiative. So if someone buys a gift card of $25 or more, we will gift a pizza, up to a one-topping pizza, to someone who needs it. Obviously,
so cool.
Thank you. Obviously, there's a lot of industry people who are affected by this, and then the trickle-down effect of other people who support the industries are in need of food. Frontline employees, police officers, firefighters, hospital employees who might not have time to even make it to the grocery store because they're working doubles and stuff like that. So we are gifting pizzas to those in need. Right now, we've had donated gift cards purchased, 77 gift cards in the last 8 days. So that means we can gift out 77 pizzas, and we've given out some today included, yesterday. We have some going out on Friday. So we're just trying to take care of those who need help. And if you need help, please reach out to us, Crush Pizza Tap. You can give us a call. You can find us. We can feed people if they need it.
Yeah. So I'm 1,000% clear. You buy a $25 gift card for yourself, and then someone else gets a pizza?
Correct. Yep. So if Greg wanted to buy $50 in gift cards,
Jay gets 2 pizzas.
Yes, then we would gift out 2 pizzas to somebody that's in need.
That's sick. I love that.
Yeah.
And so then you just, when you buy your card, right, you get your card, and do you pick it up, or is it an e-card, or how does that work?
We have the ability we can mail you a card. I mean, we do physical gift cards still. We're working on getting some e-commerce online, but we have physical gift cards, and some people are even donating those gift cards too. And we have friends who are Venmoing me $25 and saying, hey, keep the gift card, give that to someone who needs it, and then also gift the pizza to someone who needs it. So you buy the gift card, use it on your next visit, again, or gift it to someone who needs it. And then we have a tally going. I can move this phone, right? Because you can go with me.
Yeah.
Please.
Love to see. I love all the give back. It's getting so big. I just can't even keep track.
Creative.
So this is our gift card equals gift pizza.
How cool.
And then these are all the pizzas. I think you're seeing this. I hope you are.
We are.
Yeah, yeah.
So these are all the pizzas. The ones that have pepperonis on them, we've gifted out already. And then we have all of these pizzas that still are yet to be gifted.
Hey, how much wall do you have left?
Well, we'll start printing pieces of paper, and we'll go all the way up this wall or all the way over or whatever we need to. So
yeah. And then at the time you buy the card, do you give the name of the person of the pizza and the contact information, and do you contact them? How does that work?
Not necessarily, Greg. We're just reaching out to people who need help. So if it's an industry person that pops in, if they just need a couple of slices, we fill in a couple of slices. If it's a person in need that's trying to feed their family, we just give it to them. This is all goodwill. So we're hoping that those people who need help, it's hard to reach out, right? It's hard to ask for help. But we hope that those people who do need help will just come in and say, hey, I'm an industry person. I got laid off. I mean, we have people that are in our neighborhoods, obviously, with other restaurants who have closed, who we know don't have any money coming in. So we're gifting them pizzas. We gave away some pizzas to Del Norte Veterans Apartments last week. We're giving some away to the Dolores Project, which is an at-risk youth center. Today we gave some away to We Don't Waste, which is a food bank a good friend of mine, Matthew Carm, works at. And so we're just reaching out, and we know that those people in need will come to us too.
Why do I have a feeling you're probably not going to say no to anybody?
Right.
I'm not.
No.
We have pizzas that we can feed. Go ahead.
Shannon Garcia Lewis says, how can we Venmo?
I'm Crush Pizza Guy. So that's the easiest way. And then I can mail her the actual gift card, or she can come by and grab it from us, contactless if she'd like.
Awesome.
So, dude, how do I say this so it doesn't sound terrible? Through all of this just disgustingness, our lives have changed so much. I don't want this type of thing to go away. I love you. I'm feeling more connected to everybody around me in this world. I'm watching this community respond and react and reach out to each other. This is a portion of this virus that I'm enjoying.
It's true. I mean, we have seen countless amounts of generosity, and I had a call with some of my, managers and investors the other day, and it just makes me get emotional about how much goodwill has come from all of this. And maybe at the end of it, we keep doing the gift card equals gift pizza. I mean, there's no reason why we can't. I mean, we're at a point now where we're struggling to make ends meet, and we're still doing it. So if we're flourished and we're flush with guests in here drinking and eating and having a good time, then maybe we can just continue to do it. So, maybe that's the silver lining for us in all this.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, I do want things to get back to normal very quickly, because I want to go in there and drink a beer with you and have a couple of slices of and your wings are just fantastic. Tease us with your wings for a minute. Could you describe your wings and your process because I'm getting hungry and I'm going to come see it today.
Yes, sir. So we take our wings and we brine them for up to 48 hours, and like a brine you would for a turkey, right? Not everybody thinks about brining wings, but we brine them. We take them and smoke them for about 45 minutes over a fruit wood, either apple or cherry, sometimes pecan. We bake them for about 45 minutes. That's even before you've ordered them. We've touched them 3 times to make sure that they're delicious wings. And then to finish them, we put them on a grill. So it's a gas grill that we have in our kitchen. We don't even have a fryer here. So you're getting all of that smoke flavor. You're getting a little bit of that backyard char that you like when you're doing it yourself. And then we toss them in one of 12 house-made sauces or dry rubs. And then they hit your table with house-made ranch or blue cheese.
You know who loves wings?
Everyone.
Everybody loves wings.
Does, and they're gluten-free.
Well, I did notice. So I want to try your deep dish, gluten-free. I noticed I have not had a gluten-free deep dish.
It will change your life, I promise. People come in and they're like, I can't believe this is actually gluten-free. And I'm like, I know. It is. And we get that locally, too, from Wildflower Bakery up in Longmont. She's a great supporter of ours
amazing.
as well.
Yeah, I've had her stuff.
Yeah, it's
okay,
very good.
Well, I'll be coming in for my next round of pizza. Give me a couple days because I'm still digesting today's. But we got to spread the love, right, Greg? So you're today.
Yeah.
I'll be another day.
Thanks for spending time with us.
Love you guys.
I love you.
Love you. We'll connect to get your shirts.
Okay, thank you.
Give me a hug. Yeah, get those shirts ready. We can come grab them, man. There it is. First crush.
Bye.
Bye. See ya. There he is, Jason Mcgovern. And that's where you see the creativity, the outreach. And again, I wanted to be real careful to say I'm not enjoying anything about this coronavirus and how it's hurting people in their lives. But the absolute outreach of this community, the banding together, the creativity and the love, I'm just seeing it. I'm not seeing it stop anytime soon.
Well, look at Shannon just got on and asked how to donate, and she said done.
She did not.
Yes,
you
she did.
Shannon Garcia Lewis.
Thank you, Shannon.
That's
amazing.
Huh, that's cool. That's going to be great to have his apparel there, and he's right down the street from Levers. Did you know that? Yeah, he's right down the street. And then stop at D-Bolt too. I'll bet you they'll have some. We'll have to call ahead, obviously.
Yeah.
Who are we standing by for now, Jay? Are you hungry after hearing all that Jason Mcgovern
Chef Elan Wenzel is going to do some chopping here.
Ooh.
No way. Elan's going to chop it up for us? Is he coming in? All right. That's cool. Here's another cool thing. Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. They're opening a new location, which a time like this, a Littleton location. So Proud Souls is on, if you didn't know, Rebecca. Sorry, I touched you.
Elbows, Greg.
No, get my gloves on. That's the only way.
Get your gloves on. I'll get my hand wash out.
They're next to Rocker Spirits in Littleton. They're opening a new location, but they're down the street on 25th and Federal, and they are delivering. What are they delivering? Anything that you need for your barbecue needs. Meats, pellets, charcoals, wood, seasoning, sausage, grills, and accessories. What? Yes, I'd go to their website first, Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions.com. Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions.com, and check out their array. If you want to start getting your backyard game on point, the weather is breaking.
Perfect.
Things are getting good. We're coming into the summertime. Get yourself all set up, and they're going to be doing some online demonstration classes too, so that you can watch and educate yourself. Just get acquainted with these guys, Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. The phone number to order is 720-612-7324. 720-612-7324, and tell them the Modern Eater Show sent ya. Elan, you look good, man.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Chef.
Turn that phone sideways, or I'll let Jay do his job.
Yeah, hey, Chef, turn your phone sideways so it'll open up the full screen, and we can start partying a little bit here with you.
I got it in a mounter, so woo, there you go.
Fancy. He is one of my favorite people.
Sorry, Elan.
Hey, I've got that on camera. That was worth it. That was worth it.
I'm glad he wasn't holding a knife.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Oh. Well, we are in Elan Wenzel's kitchen, chef's kitchen, and he's got more knives than you could ever possibly want. Here's the thing, Jay. Don't ever break into Elan's house.
Well, no, okay.
Now you can't see my face.
Well, hey, that's okay for a minute. Just peek down. Just sit down low and look at us. Hey, Elan. Well, we want to be able to see you just for a second, but just explain to us what we're going to learn.
Okay, can you see me? Here we go.
Yo, yeah.
So I thought we would just go over some basic vegetable cuts because people are going to be making a lot more stews and soups and stocks being at home, and so I thought this might be valuable, and we can talk about some different knives that you can use, all available from Element Knife Company.
You better bet your sweet patootie, man. Element Knife Company. First of all, Elan, we need to thank you because as times are tough for restaurants, you're doing just that, little silver lining thing, and you're trying to reach out to folks to say, I'm available to come get y'all ready to go and sharpen your knives for when you reopen.
Yeah, man, we are in such tough times right now, and I figured the smallest thing I can do would be at least be a morale booster, and I wanted to offer knife sharpening services for free to restaurants and chefs that are staying in the fight and offering takeout and delivery.
Who's taking you up on it?
Let's see. Penelope Wong, Sheila Lucero, Preston Phillips, and the folks down at Foodacopia.
Cool.
Awesome.
Now? What are you doing to spend the time right now, Elan? It's hard to sell stuff, isn't it? See, that's me. It's like it's hard for me to go. Okay, the Modern Eater's still doing business. Would you like to be a sponsor? Would you like? It's like you almost feel like you just got to put everything on hold right now.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
It's a time to be consultative, though, and people will remember who was there for them.
Yeah,
and
people are doing business with people, Rebecca.
They sure are, and being their knives right now are so critical because they have such a small staff too. That having that service, Elan, is just it's just so helpful to the community. It's really appreciated.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. And My heart's been breaking over the last week for the community of restaurants and chefs that I love so dearly. And I grew up in Colorado, and I grew up with a lot of these chefs. So my heart really goes out.
It's been warmed a little bit, hasn't it, by just seeing the community respond and watching these really intelligent minds put together different business plans in order to adapt, and the creativity is just flowing nicely right now.
I think yes, I really feel so, and I'm just looking forward to getting through these nasty parts and moving on into healing, as it were, and moving forward and getting past this.
Yeah, I would say, will you continue to be a sweetheart after this, Elan? But you've always been a sweetheart of a guy.
I miss giving you hugs. I usually get to see you on a Saturday night and get one of your fabulous hugs. So it's hard.
6-foot air hug.
Hey, listen, Jay Parker here. Elan, how you doing? Start chopping some stuff up, man. I'm dying over here.
So,
celery.
Classic mixture of vegetables is called mirepoix, and it's carrots, celery, and onion. So I thought we would just go over some of the basics here. And so we'll start off with the carrot, and I did some ahead of time, and you can change the size that you need to. But basically, and you can also save your scraps and make your own vegetable stock at home if you want it. So cut off lengths that you're comfortable handling. And from here...
What length are you comfortable handling, Jay?
You don't have to answer that, Jay.
That made him smile.
About 3 1/4 inch.
So if we're going to do a small or medium dice, just cut off one piece, and that flat end now becomes your stability.
Oh, wow. How is something so simple like that something I've never thought of in my entire
come on, life. You haven't done that?
No.
I do that with anything.
Really?
Potatoes, mushrooms, the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I can cook, but
one over. Did you see that?
Yeah, if you were home alone, would you have thrown that back into the mix?
No. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
So let's just talk about knife safety real quick.
Okay.
So obviously a sharp knife is safer. A dull knife is going to be unpredictable. And if you cut yourself with a dull knife, the wound will be jagged and it won't heal as quickly.
Whoa.
So also we do something that we refer to as the claw. And your middle knuckle really kind of guides the knife. So you want to tuck your fingertips underneath your knuckle. And then you can do a push forward technique, or you can do a rocking technique, or even more French style where you pull back. But just go slow and steady. And then from here you can stack up maybe like 2 pieces of the carrot, and you can make your... Now, if you're doing stir fry or something, this would be great for that. But if we're going to do a soup or a stock, we might want to move on to a dice. So you get your lengths first, and then your sticks, and then you can choose to go for your dice from there.
You guys, this is like a free chopping class.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And so you would do something very much the same with celery. And I find that you can just cut the stalks right in half. And you can just get your sticks, as it were.
Can I ask a question, Elan?
Yes, sir.
For a soup, that's not what you would want to throw into a soup? What kind of cut would you want?
It depends if you're looking for something that's more refined.
And then
you could certainly do something like this.
You add your vegetables towards the end of your soup, though, right? Because I don't like...
when you're adding, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like mushy...
Yeah, absolutely. So the harder it is, the longer you want to cook it, right? So celery would go... You might start off with like onions and carrots and let those cook for a longer period of time, and then add your celery in after some amount of time.
That's so sexy, Elan.
I'm telling you, when he did that apple in here the last time, I was like, just unreal.
But these skills are, they come in handy when you're doing a lot of cooking at home, especially now that we're all staying home. It just makes cooking fun.
He's so organized.
Okay, so let's talk about cutting an onion real quick. There are obviously more than one way to skin a cat, as it were. And so I see all kinds of styles. I
I
find
usually,
that what I'm going to show you is just the easiest and the fewest steps.
Elon, I usually cut off each end of the onion, and then I just do a little slice over the onion skin, pull off the skin, and then go at it there. Am I even approaching it in the right direction?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, there's more than one way, right? But I find that this way is the best.
Let's check it.
And so very much like what we talked about, now we can peel off that layer.
Oh, I'm watching the delayed stream.
I know, I am too, actually.
I should be watching the
I know, it's
real
both of our
time.
heads
I'm like,
are down.
wow, he's actually halfway through the onion when I said that. He was probably.
So some people leave this on as a way to keep the onion attached, but I don't find that it's necessary. But I like to do, and then some people, one method is to go perpendicular to the flat side, and then they cut this way into the onion. I don't think that's necessary because the onion is already in sections for you. So go parallel with this flat side. Just make sure not to go all the way through on this end.
Why?
Well, I'll show you here.
Oh man, so you got me right there because I always go the other way.
He's making a blooming onion right now.
This is where the magic happens right here. Okay, so we know that the onion shape, each section is curved. We're in a half sphere. So just slightly take your knife and mimic that. And the onion just falls apart on you.
Now, is this the best way to prevent the onion tears?
There's no good way to prevent that. Here's in my opinion.
Hey, man. Is it an old wives' tale?
Where they wear like goggles or something.
Yeah, I work with a guy that wore snowboarding goggles when he chopped onion. And listen, man, say what you want, but he could see, and it didn't really mess with his eyes. They were airtight. He was in heaven. I heard that if you have a piece of bread in your mouth, that helps. Have you ever heard that, or is that true? Do you know?
I've heard all kinds of things. I wouldn't try that in a professional setting myself, but you certainly could.
Do you just tough it out? Let me ask you this: with as many onions as you must cut or have cut, do you get acclimated to it, or is it just every time you cut a new onion, it's new tears?
It's just never fun.
Here's another question: what does your head look like?
Hi.
There you go.
Are you crying, Elin?
So I like to put celery in a lot of my soups or stocks. I think what I'm going to make today, here I'll show you, is using some vegetable broth, and I'm going to do a mix of 3 different grains. I'm going to do a short grain rice, quinoa, and barley. And I'm going to use these components and sweat them in the pan first. Just take your knife.
Look at that.
Just take your knife and scrape this off. And then you can pick out any obnoxious or big pieces of stems. And then once again, you can throw that into your scraps for making your own stock if you like to. But just for timing, you just want to gather these up. And you start to chop through it.
Don't you love that sound?
The chopping
The
sound?
chopping sound.
It depends on what's getting chopped.
Well, if we're getting chopped for lunch, then it's a good sound.
You just want to go through it, and basically every pass you're making it smaller. Now, if you ever have food product that you want to get off to the side of your cutting board, this is an edge retention tip. Don't take the knife and scrape it across like so. Just turn it over and use the spine.
Oh, of course.
And that really saves your edge from getting dull.
Mm-hmm.
You can take this down as far as you want. You can go really, really fine, or you can leave it a little more rustic.
A lot of health benefits to parsley too.
Yeah. So these are some flavor profiles that I really like for those kind of very soupy, stocky, this grain mixture I'm going to make later on.
So, hey, Chef Jay Parker, walk us through. I know we don't have time to make this whole thing that you're going to make, but walk us through. What you're going to do with those grains. Just in case somebody's like, well, what the hell's he doing with those grains? And
the show goes till 5. Can you check back in at the very end of the show and show us the finished product, Chef?
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be sick. Okay.
So, what I'm going to do is put them into a stock pot or a high wall pan. And then I'm going to let that come up to temperature. So it's going to be on high. Then I'm going to add my oil and or butter mixture. I haven't decided yet. I'll probably mix the two. And I'm going to sweat them. So basically, I'm going to saute them, not until they start to get brown, but until they start to get a little soft and translucent almost. Then I'll add in my grains, and then I'll add in my liquid, and just let it cook.
Yeah, chefs are tuning in. Hey,
after you add your grains, you want to turn the heat down to medium.
Jesus Silva is watching you right now.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I've got a question. Can I get an autographed Element shirt to sell at Levers for you to put back to the community? I'd love that. I
have some of my accessories in Zach Johnson's the Spice Guy vending machine inside of Levers.
Oh, so if we could get a couple signed things though that were straight from the chef, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have hats, do you, Elan?
Not yet.
Man, we need to get a rush on that. If anybody's watching that can expedite some hats and T-shirts.
We're working with Cindy on T-shirts. We've got T-shirts, but she can't do hats.
Yeah, do you have any T-shirts? I was going to call you Element. Hey, you got any T-shirts, Element?
I have a couple from a very first run that I did, but I need to get more of that stuff.
Can we take them off your hands, just what you have?
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be fantastic. Just a way to try and support you,
Thanks,
Elan.
Funny thing, real quick. So we were, during the first part of the apocalypse of shopping, my dear friend Lori Smith said, I need to get some Mirepoix. I thought she said I need to get Bear Paw. So every time I hear this, I think of Bear Paw. I don't know.
Bear Paw.
It's a little thing.
Hey, Lucia says, hi, brother. Hi, brother. How you holding up, Elan? How are your spirits, buddy?
Doing okay. Those first few days, man, I was just really...
wrecked.
Kind of in the dumps. I was just so heartbroken for our community. We just have to deal with it. So I'm staying positive. And like I said, I want to offer that morale booster for my peers in the industry.
Awesome.
And I'm here to support in any capacity necessary. And we'll get through it. It's going to be tough. And once we get back on the other side, I think we're going to come back stronger than we were.
How could we not?
How could we not?
All we need you to do is stay healthy, my friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep making those soups.
Yeah,
don't go out.
Immune boosting vegetables will help.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Put together a soup recipe for us, would you?
Yeah, let's make something up.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Man, put together something, and we'd love to post that, and then also check back in with you at the end of the show to see that final product.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of funny the way I cook because I've been doing sushi for 20 years, and so when I get in front of a stove, as it were, I kind of throw things together, and I like to go off taste, and I adjust along the way. But
me too.
I made a beef barley soup not too long ago that was pretty tasty. So we'll talk about it.
I always say more paprika.
Yeah.
I always say more garlic.
Oh, really? Garlic. I love some garlic too,
Ooh,
man. And that's all the stuff you want right now. The good that keep that goodness.
Not too much. We're still in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
So.
Brandon Camp says, Elan Wenzel, great to see your face, brother.
Brandon, love you, buddy.
Yeah, lots of family out there, man. Thank you for allowing us into your home. What in the hell's going on in the back there? You've got a coat rack that is just overloaded, man. I've been telling people, show me your sink, Elan. You've been doing your dishes?
Yeah, I have.
All right.
Some broccoli here, too, that I just washed. And I got some scraps in here from...
you're good to go.
From the prep, yeah.
From the Bear Paw?
And then I just need to see what you put on your refrigerator there, man.
Oh, yeah. So I got pictures of my grandparents, friends, family photos, and these fun little magnets that you can spell things with.
All right. What'd you spell? What's the last thing you spelled? What's the top one?
Well, let's see.
God, can you imagine if that was my house?
Confucius. I never said all that shit. Colorado, obviously, right? We love Colorado.
This is, I like this kind of dig this because you're just getting to know people. Hey, put these two guys together.
Yeah. Oh, we've got trouble on the line here.
What? It's Elan.
Can you dudes see each other?
I can see him. I hope he can't see me. Then he'll know just how
I can't see you. Who do we have here?
It's your mom.
Hi, Mom.
What up, fellas?
I'm dying. That's Biker Jim Pittenger, man.
Biker Jim. Yeah, buddy.
Right.
Can you?
Love you muchly. Did you get any riding therapy in?
Stay what?
Well, now we get to see where all those good pancakes come from that we see every morning and every night.
I know.
Yep, and I am not making pancakes, so how great is that? Yeah.
I thought Jim was just about to take his shirt off there.
Yeah, I know. You wished.
Jim,
You wished.
take your shirt off, Jim. Let's see what happens.
I better see some money start flowing into my PayPal account if you want to see that.
Well, you told me you were opening up options, right?
Gonna have to. Life ain't what it was a week ago.
Yeah. Hey, Elan, thank you, brother.
Thanks,
thank you so
Elan.
much.
Air
Thanks,
hug.
everybody. Love you guys much.
Love you.
Elan Wenzel. All right. Now we're at Biker Jim's house.
I love that
Yes.
we're in everybody's house. This is kind of like
I've been in Biker Jim's house. I'm terrified of
Intimate
his
chef.
balcony.
He's terrified. He's both terrified of my patio and my shower.
Well, you got the party shower, man. Okay, take the camera. Show us your shower.
What?
Take the camera off and let's see your shower.
No, what? This is like cribs updated, boys. Come with me. First off, this is my range.
That's not gas, is it?
It is. This is like there were three reasons why I rented this apartment. First, gas range.
Yeah.
Not a lot of apartments have that stuff. Second,
0.
I don't know if you could see this view.
Yes, we can.
if you're on Jim's Facebook, you'll see it every morning. It's kind of nice.
It is kind of nice. Then you get to see the Hobo Row down there.
Yep.
Campers.
Hobo Row. You know what Hobo stands for?
Oh,
What do you think it stands for?
is it an acronym?
Hobo, hop on, balls over.
Wait.
Where did this show
Is there
go
a mystery
today?
person? All right.
I like playing those games.
Yeah.
I'm just not good at it.
All right,
you know?
we're in Biker Jim's bathroom.
Never thought you guys would get here, did you?
Now that's a party shower.
Well, that is a party shower.
And then, of course, Jim doesn't need to buy toilet paper because he has one of the baddest toilets around, too.
Yes, I am a civilized man. Thus with a bidet, which
I just can't.
Can you see that with the toilet paper?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Toilet paper. I've had that there since the beginning of March.
I don't want to. Oh, now we're getting way too much.
You're fine, Jim. Just ignore Rebecca. If she's too sensitive for this stuff, just ignore her.
Mostly.
Thank you.
All right,
Now,
so Biker Jim's crib.
okay, wash your hands now.
It's ridiculous. You wash your hands.
I know. I probably need it worse. Okay, Chef. Are you gonna? First of all, let's do this. Do you mind if we talk a little? What's happening with Biker Jim's Gourmet Dogs?
Yeah, let's do that, shall we? So, as some of you may or may not know, I do have an oddball hot dog restaurant at 2148 Larimer Street. And we've been there. We just celebrated our 9th anniversary this week.
Happy anniversary, Jimbo.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was, we weren't open that day. We
I know.
couldn't have much of a party that day.
Well, we're delaying it. We're going to have a Cinco St. Patrick 4th of July anniversary.
Home opener, St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo,
Mother's Day,
my
Easter.
coming out party. Wait, what?
Wait, do it right now,
What?
Jim. The numbers are spiking.
John Hinman says he's taking reservations on Open Toilet.
Right, I am taking reservations for that. It's $1.25, and it comes with 6 complimentary pieces of toilet paper, 6
and a
squares
shower
of toilet paper. The party shower is extra. That's another $1.25. You have to bring your own shampoo. I will supply some Dr. Bonner's soap, which
sounds like.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's what I use at home.
Sounds like China.
Sounds like China. So, as many of you might know, there's some sort of pandemic going around.
Yes, sir.
And, for me, timing was bad. It was bad for that. And not that there's any good timing for a pandemic, but we are a hot dog joint and really rather seasonal. And so, it's not that people don't eat hot dogs in the winter, but they don't eat hot dogs in the winter in droves. So we generally will save up all of our chestnuts in the summer and the fall, and we will eat those in the winter. Well, we'd eaten all the chestnuts, and we were kind of breathing on fumes as we roll into season, and which is the St. Patrick's Day parade. Traditionally our second busiest weekend of the year. And 2 days before that, we ended up having to shut down along with everybody. And that was, it was tough because that's when we start making the money. That's when everything starts happening. Opening day got pushed off. And, and so we're really kind of up in the air as to how we're going here. And then with the kind of the complete shutdown of, all restaurants except takeout, not great. So we've been doing takeout for the last week, and truthfully, it's been on my mind a lot. The safety of the crew. I mean, a week ago we had our how to file for unemployment party, and all but 2 of our employees we got signed up. So I had 2 people that were working with us, and it just it weighed on me more and more every day that we were open. These guys, they ride public transportation. They don't have cars. I decided that after today, we're going to shut down for at least the next 2 weeks. We're going to see what goes on. I like the idea of everybody hunkering down, kind of watching whatever this silly-ass flu is go flying outside our window. And hopefully in a couple of weeks, we might be able to reassess what's going on and kind of bring some people back to work, at least in the takeout punch. As it stands right now, it'll be May before we get a chance to open the doors fully. Hopefully, knock on wood. And so if you're hankering for a hot dog, you might have to come over to my house. Sit down at the I'll be doing patio hot dogs, and we'll just see how close I can get to your mouth from dropping them from my apartment. Because damn, man, this is not a really exciting time.
Well, listen, one thing I do know, being one of the most recognizable restaurants in the country, being Biker Jim's.
Thank you.
That when the doors do reopen, I'll tell you what, I'll be first in line, my friend. I know other people will be jockeying for that position, so we'll rally around you, Jim.
We're going to start with the party shower and the bidet, and then you can be first in line. There's a protocol now, and I think what's going to happen when this is all over, I'm a restaurant guy. I wash my hands all the time. I make sure stuff is clean. We go to, what used to be the normal, channels of keeping everything, health department approved, keeping everything safe, to now I think everybody else out there is learning what that feels like. What is that like? What do you do when you're, when you go to the bathroom, you wash your hands, you go outside, you wash your hands, you smoke a cigarette, you wash your hands, you shake someone's hand, you wash your hands. I think, all that is going to become very, very apparent. And it's just something that we've kind of been doing, the whole time. So it's a little more stringent, not getting close to people, not tongue kissing strangers anymore.
Tinder just crashed.
I know I'm dishy and everything, but you must wait.
Jim, are you gonna whip something up for us, babe?
Let me whip something up for you. Yeah, I thought since everybody knows me for hot dogs, that I'd make a pie.
Oh,
since I think Hinman's going to be on here in a minute.
I think he's coming on right now.
There he is. Oh no.
Yeah, that was.
Hi, John.
Hello,
John. So,
John Hinman on with us, which Biker Jim Pittman. This is really
Biker Jim whom? What name did you use?
Oh, Pittenger. I just had a stroke. Sorry about that.
Hey, just put you guys together. That's all.
I did.
What I'm doing here right now, and we'll shut the volume down on this in a second. But I've got
I'm about to go
2 sticks of butter
for an interview
in this bowl, and there's a cup and a half of sugar. I'm going to whip them up, cream them, as they say. So I might cut my volume down a little bit. Here, I'm going to shut off my microphone for a minute while I do this.
Okay.
Talk to Johnny.
hey, Johnny. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can? Because it says can you see me? I can't see anything.
What in the hell are you doing?
Where are you?
Oh, that's a remote control car. I was like, you're in the
It is a
sand
remote
dunes or
control car.
something.
You guys called me,
You're
and I'm
playing.
like, I'm still going to Red Rocks today. I'm gonna go get some tiny truck therapy in.
It's called physical distancing,
That
not
looks
social
like
distancing.
so much fun. That looks like so
It's a
much
lot of
fun.
fun. I can't see myself,
What's your?
so do I look okay? I'm on my
You
phone.
look great.
Yeah.
You
All
look
right.
great, John. And then, just so you know, biker Jim Pittenger is in the other screen right there, whipping up a pie. He's trying to get into your realm there.
Yeah, I know. He's always trying to do that shit.
I've been in your realm for a minute there, Johnny.
He's been in my realm for a while. Is my realm set up in his realm?
John, did you do a chow meeting today?
Yep, we did a chow meeting at noon today. It was pretty good. There was about 8 or so of us. It went pretty well. We got a guy from Seattle in today. Somebody from Aspen came in, so we're starting to get more and more people
Awesome.
showing up.
Yeah, and you're doing it online, aren't you?
Yep, on the Zoom. So Chow has its own dedicated room right now, which I can send you all that info a little later. And we're meeting on Monday nights. The plan is to get Monday night at 5 o'clock. The plan is to get a bunch of people in there cooking dinner and having a big meal together, and maybe talking about your meal or whatnot. And then we're gonna have the Wednesday lunch nooner talk. And then on Friday night, I'm trying to set up a speaker series. So we'll have some more professionals come in and kind of guide our conversation and get us talking a little bit better.
That's
Awesome.
so cool. Yeah. I've attended one or two, a couple of them, and I've just wanted to see it grow because it's such a great resource and open to industry folks. Who is it open to, John?
It's open to everybody in the hospitality industry, from farmers to writers to truck drivers to, if you say I go to a restaurant, you can pretty much come.
Who's sitting next to you that's got the stream on?
Who, me?
I hear the volume somewhere from somebody somewhere's watching.
It's not me. I'm just sitting on the side of the mic.
Hey, John, how's the bakery, pal? What are you up to there?
The bakery's been interesting. It's these two sides of my life right now are, one side is like a beached whale, and I got a nail to get it off the beach, and the other side of my life is thriving with Chow and Operation Family Meal. So the bakery right now, we're going to get online setup going, and we should be in some sort of drive-up thing or mail option by next week. And
Awesome.
bread sales really have caught 90% of my business is other restaurants, so bread sales have been way down, and so we're doing bread for Lever's Locavore and Edwards Meats right now, and the Post is selling a tremendous amount of pies right now too, so that's great.
What's the variety of pies that you make?
We're making hand pies right now, and so we'll have apple, cherry, and blueberry available.
Good stuff.
Just as an aside, during the peach season, do you do some peach pies? I love peach pie.
Oh, of course. Rhubarb season's coming up, and then peaches in January. Or no, not January. Peaches in July.
Yeah, that's right.
I am not making a fruit pie.
What kind of pie?
Of a fruit pie.
Which is what?
French silk cream pie.
Oh, yummy.
Can you see Jim right now?
I can see his hands going back and forth, yeah.
Okay. Well, you've got me. I do some of my best thinking doing fun things, and it looks like you're having fun. Is there a way that I can watch you play with your car for a minute, your remote control car?
That's what she said. Hold on, let me see.
And then the car crashed.
And it did. Downhill pretty quickly.
Yeah, I see the car.
All right, let me turn
and go.
Hold on. So they go up like everything. I built this from scratch. I built about
7
of them. Yeah. This is kind of like my my non-drinking hobby and stress reliever. I build these like in the middle of the night.
That is so cool, man.
I'm in a pretty cool group out here, and whoa, kaboom.
Oh,
That's kind of like how all of our lives are right now, right?
yeah,
Right?
that thing's built for power. All right, can you get it up over that hill?
Yeah, I can't see what you see. So.
Well, you're doing a good job. Does it go faster than 1?
Yeah, I've got some that go like 60, but they're not for here.
It's climbing.
If you're joining our stream, please share. We've got a lot of great content, some stuff to lighten up your day. You can really share out the Modern Eater Facebook page. It's the best place for you to comment and to share with your friends and family. You get to see.
When did you ever think you'd see John Hinman playing with a remote control car and Biker Jim making a pie?
I don't know. These are
interesting times we live in.
But we're here to, bring you guys facts, informative information, have those tough conversations, but have those moments where we can laugh with our industry friends and family.
Trying to grab a little bit of fun whenever we can.
Oh my gosh, I lost him.
It's the best.
It is the best.
I know you've got to be jealous, Jim, because your hobbies don't include anything that pure.
The purest of driving remote control trucks around. No, my hobbies are a bit more. I don't know if I'd say sordid, but I find more interesting. Well, that's pretty interesting. That's fun.
Yeah, that is fun. I don't know. I'm going to try and get John to let me play with one of his cars. That's so cool.
I got
man.
a whole bunch. We can all go out after this is over.
Why do I feel like I'm on the suburban episode of Cops?
Right?
Yeah. This is Cops, Arkansas.
I guess I got to take my shirt off now.
For Cops, Arkansas.
I think you probably did.
You got to do with bike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
that's
guys,
right.
This really is probably the lightest day we've had,
so
which I think we all needed this.
Let's see. Jesus Silva says, well, the market, it's been a little quiet lately. Ha, ha, ha.
We've all been so freaked out and busy over the last week or so. And it's like, even today I got up and I'm like, I don't feel like doing any of this today. I don't feel like showing up, but I did this morning and got what we had to get done, especially for Project Family Meal. So we did a great distribution today. I think we got another 400 meals out.
It's amazing.
And so, can I ask you, John, has the stay-at-home ordinance affected that at all? I know the answer, but I'd love to hear from you.
Has as far as chefs wanting to help out in general?
As far as being able to get the meals out there to people.
6 locations was the first day that we're not supposed to go out, and we all did. Got out that many meals, so
sounds like an essential business to me, man. Feeding people, come on.
Yeah, I know.
It is. It really is, though. Yeah.
I mean, we're like the first responders at all crises. The restaurant people show up, so it's really good. We got a lot of fish from Seattle Fish hooked us up with, and like a few thousand pounds of fish. And I had a great phone call with Hinman Ranch this morning, and they're gung-ho to see us through the long haul. So they're sending us a bunch of meat and ground beef and stuff like that to make great meals.
That's great. Seattle Fish, another one of those businesses that's food service in the food service chain. So I'm sure they're jockeying to try and figure out a good way to get their pipeline into people to be able to help feed people with that product that they have.
Yeah, the company, in all of our community. So we're lucky to have.
Are you heading
Seattle Fish? No, I just got in the car because it's a little quieter. I better not try and do this.
Yeah, no doubt. I thought you were going to race your own RV right there.
No, not yet.
So as interesting as John sitting in his car is, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been doing here.
Hey, John, thank you for taking the time out with us. We're going to get back to
Let's keep John. Let's keep John. I wanted to learn how to make a pie here.
I'm
all good.
I didn't even get that at first. I'm like, that seems fair.
I love Jay's mysterious voice. It's just like, hello, Jesus.
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
Jesus.
Jesus, that's a new one.
I like that. John, thanks for joining us on the stream today. We'll keep in touch. You're doing great things out there, friends.
Thanks,
If
John.
anybody's hurting out there, please check out our Chow site and come in and join us in a meeting. It's a lot of fun. Something to do when you're home.
Yeah, have fun. I want to get out there with the cars with you sometime if you'll have me, John.
Alrighty, guys.
You're going to have to take your own car there.
Bye.
Thank you.
I'm going
That was a cool
to
check-in.
walk away from this thing for a minute because loud.
Okay, it's back to you. All you, Jim.
All me all the time. So, yeah, what do you want to know? Ask me a poignant question.
Yeah, how's your pie coming?
It's coming all right. I got the all right. Now here's one place where John may excel, making the pie crust. So, this is a pre-baked crust. This, your usual stuff. I decided to make this pie about 25 minutes before we are going on air, so I'm not exactly taking shortcuts, but my pie dough might have wanted to rest a little bit longer. So yeah, to John's point, I think what's been pretty great is we all got into the service business for a reason. I found I found something that I have a joy for and a passion for, and something that I'm halfway good at. It's feeding people, even if it's a simple hot dog or cakes.
I thought you were pretty good at repoing cars, though, taking people's cars from.
I was, but I will have to say, taking people's cars from. No, actually, I'm helping people. I may have been one of the most metaphysical.
Yeah, you couldn't afford that anyway.
It kind of goes to say you always knew today was going to come. You just didn't expect it to be today. I got today over with, and when you find out that today wasn't,
as
going
bad
to kill you as bad as you may have thought, then there's nothing that you can't do. So I did have, for a repo guy, probably the most metaphysical outlook on the job. I was there to help people. I helped people get through a difficult situation as quietly and as sneakily and as late at night as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Was that? Hey, it's Jay Parker here from behind the curtain.
It's
Jesus.
Jesus.
You need some Jesus.
Hey, was that repo job? Was that ever fun?
God, was it ever not fun?
When you show up,
dude,
you get
I was a
jerk screaming at you, and you kind of just.
Did you just hear him? He tried to do it in the middle of the night.
Well, I know, but he had to run into some guy that's going like, "You can't take my car," and you're going like, "Yeah, I am." And
hey, Jim.
And so here we go.
You can't do that, Jim.
What?
Oh, I guess it's your own pie.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not having any of that pie now.
Oh, man.
Danny, I'm not putting this back in the batter. You've never licked the spoon?
I always lick the spoon, but not on camera.
Hey, where's your roommate at?
My roommate? What roommate? I don't have a roommate.
No, yeah, the feline, the little guy, the little
cat.
girl.
Your cat. She gave that
Bonnie?
there.
Bonnie is a little camera shy today. Like, you will be seeing Bonnie, but you probably will not. No, maybe. Okay, let's go show you Bonnie. God damn. So demanding. Something for us to watch cook. Can you show us your bathroom? Can we look at your toilet?
And I didn't say track down an animal. I was just asking a question,
You hadn't tracked down the animal.
Yeah,
there's the room.
Bonnie.
All right, Bonnie.
Does that follow OSHA code?
What?
I think anything goes in Jim's house.
I don't know that that's exactly true, sir.
Finish this damn pie.
I want to think we have Leslie Hoffman who joined us. And Leslie, I cannot remember if you are in Nashville now or where you are over in that area, but Leslie has worked for Alto Sham for a long time. So joining us from across the country, and thanks for being a part of the industry for so long and all you do. Well, yeah, while Jim's getting his pie.
Okay, now here we go.
Okay.
Now
you're making pie with gas.
Oh, looks like a good whip you got there.
Thank you.
Oh man, what now?
French silk cream pie is like one of the easiest pies to make, but don't tell Hinman that. I want him to think that I went through a lot of trouble. It's basically you cream butter and sugar, throw in some vanilla, drop in the unsweetened chocolate, and you drop in some unsweetened chocolate, and then drop an egg in one at a time, eating very gently each time into a pre-baked shell. Toss this into the fridge for a little while.
Oh.
And you got a really nice pie. I'm going to top it with whipped cream, but I'm not going to top it with whipped cream for a little while.
You don't bake that? That's basically chill and ready to go?
Chill and ready to go. You bake the crust, but the rest of the pie, yeah.
Right.
Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any apparel at Biker Jim's?
You stole my question.
Oh.
Apparel?
Yeah.
CJ, it's happening.
Like T-shirts, hats,
Yeah.
lip balm, condoms, all that.
Anything?
Yeah, we do have. What do we have? Yeah, sorry.
Are you talking to the cat? The hell's going on?
I've been locked up for 2 days now, so who else am I going to talk to?
Can we get some signed gear from you as well to put back into your organization? What we'd like to do is take it over to Levers, sell it retail, take the proceeds, give it back to the organization.
That's an amazing thought. Yes, we do. We have Biker Gym T-shirts with the stupidest logos in the world. Our slogans are ridiculous. They started actually out pretty reasonably.
Lay a couple of those on us.
Our first slogan was "Our meat is no mystery." Pretty great. To do it. Second one was "Off the street and into your mouth," which I think that's the street food farm to table. Then we sort of went off the rails a little bit with putting a twist on your wiener since 2005.
I really
That's
like that
gonna
one.
sell. That's
The next one was elevating your wiener since 2005, which is even better.
Okay.
We've done Make America Hot Dog Again, Grab a Wiener, Not a Pussycat. We've done, which I thought was pretty apropos. The latest one we did was, so just for a little background, we speed caramelize our onions in Coca-Cola. When I started this business, I had a little hot dog cart, and I would caramelize onions, a little 10-inch pan, and on a good day, I'd go through 20, 25 pounds of onions a day. And if you've ever caramelized onions, that takes a while. You put it in a pan, cook it low and slow until all the natural sugars come out of the onions. Put it in a pan, high heat, toss in a can of Coke. In about 10 to 15 minutes, you have a really nice pan of very sweet onions. So our last slogan was Biker Gyms where the onions are more coked up than the crew.
That's a good one.
Also a pretty good one.
How about chew slow?
Some of those we may have to just do differently outside of the Levers location. However,
maybe not.
It's a family spot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the last one. Oh, the one before that was Wieners for Your Face, and we sell hot dogs.
That's pretty good. How about chew slow so you don't choke on Jim's dog? No, that's not a good one.
Well, I saw one that I would love to steal, and it's really horrible, and I love it. It's like once you put my meat in your mouth, you're going to want to swallow.
That's very fair. And
I noticed Rebecca's she's got the hat pulled down. She's just looking at her hands.
Yeah. Oh, she's trying to think up a creative one herself.
I am. I'll come up with something. I've got it. But can we get a few items with your signature on them? That's going to be some key pieces that we'd love to have.
But why the signature?
So we're doing a chef's corner.
It'd have to be a hat.
Well, so we're doing a chef's corner with some few signature items from our local chefs. And then people who have other merchandise or extra merchandise, we will put out for profit for, again, back to the organization. I'm working closely with Jen on this, so we're working out all the details, but we're going to have a signed autographed area. So it's not something that you're going to wash. It's something that it's from your favorite chef in town or your favorite location in town concept.
Hey, Jim, will you drop me a piece of that pie off the balcony later on today?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. It's going to be, we're doing pie shots from the balcony. I like that idea. I think, Brandon Becker first suggested pancake, the pancake drop.
Yeah. If you can find it, you deserve something. Drop
Right.
Yeah, we'll drop a dog into your mouth. Something like that. Hey, Jim, will you show everybody before we let you go my favorite piece of artwork in your house?
Was that the new piece that I just got?
That colorful one.
The colorful one. Oh, this one?
Yeah, it's sweet.
This
I
is
love
very
this
cool.
one.
I love this too.
Right
Very-
there.
This is done by a guy named Vinny Cheap, and I picked this up at Coffee Gallery down in Inglewood. It's a buddy of mine's gallery. This is just such an amazing piece.
It's sweet.
Yeah, I love it, and it fits well with me. It's hot dog centric. Oh, who needs me? Somebody's calling me in the middle of the show. If anybody can recognize this guitar solo, I'll buy him a hot dog one day.
Let's hear it.
Can you hear this?
Yeah, don't let Facebook kick us off, though. Don't play too much of it.
No, just the no vocals or anything. That's my ringtone.
I can name that tune in 3 notes, Jim.
Yeah, so you say. Do you want to see your least? Do you want to see your least favorite piece of art?
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know what he's talking about.
You guys, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right, who knows who this is? That's the question.
He's in Blade.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, though.
That is the world famous Udo Kier. Udo has been in movies as a real oddball since like the early 70s. First time I saw him was in Andy Warhol's Dracula and Andy Warhol's Frankenstein. Horror movies you don't really want to show your kids. I'm not sure you want to show anyone. They're and really funny.
Okay, last question. What are you binge watching right now? Are you watching any too?
God, man, I have had a really hard time concentrating on TV right now. So I've been, lately I've been filling out applications for OED grants, SBA loans. I've been doing what I can to try and, help mitigate the. Did I say the right word? Mitigate the circumstances that are going on right now. I'd like to, in a couple of months, see biker gyms be there. And truthfully, without some of this government assistance, that's an iffy question.
Yeah.
We're doing all we can, but it ain't guaranteed.
I know you are, Jim, and it is scary times, and I wish I could say, oh, you'll be just fine, but, you don't know. But what I do know is Biker Gyms, the brand itself and the person behind it, whatever form that you do rise back up in, it's going to be fantastic, and I know people are going to, because they love you. We love Biker Gym.
Thanks. I think I'm going to do hand pies. I'm going to call them Not John's Hand Pies.
I love the friendly competition here too.
It's like you and Ruby.
It is. It's like me and Ruby Hirschberger. If you check out our Facebook page, there's a good friendly battle that we have. But I love her.
You don't get any more local than this dude right here,
Nope.
Biker Jim Pittenger. I said I said something. It was Hinman.
Yeah, you bastardized it very well.
I put it together, but listen. I love you, man. Thank you for lifting our spirits. Hopefully, we did a little for you too.
Jimmy, I'll be in touch with you about merch. Okay.
Okay. Bye, Becca.
Bye.
Bye.
There he is, Biker Jim.
Love you. He's so great.
I don't know. Hang up.
I'm trying.
Close your browser. There he is. He's gone. Who are we standing by for? We're standing by for me.
Are you?
I guess so. Because
Then it'll be Jason Wange.
Jason Wange. Food Service Emergency Group. That's a cool one. We have opened it up to the public. Lots of resources. We want you to share stuff too that you think, but don't try not to clutter it with. What's tough right now is everybody has a foundation or funds coming in or asking for money. Please keep it informational based. Food Service Emergency. We want to have information that are going to help people in the service industry. So whether it's unemployment, speaking of that, Jay, you've been trying for unemployment for a long time. You said to me today, what?
Today's my day, one of my days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And
they're going alphabetically.
Saturday
right?
before noon. Not alphabetically. My last name's Parker. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is N through Z. And then, A through L is the other days.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday.
So folks are just trying to figure out what's available to them for relief and help. And Food Service Emergency, we would love if you checked out that group.
Let us know what you need. Let us know if you can be a resource. And let us know, again, if you've got merchandise that we can help you with. Apparel. We're not looking
that's shaping up.
It is. I think the face-to-face has been really good virtually to ask our chefs what we can help them with.
You know who someone else you need to hit up for apparel? Just right there.
Zach Johnston.
He's got some really cool stuff.
Okay, deal.
Wear black and eat spices.
Perfect. I love it.
Zack Johnston, the Spice Guy, has really cool merch. So just getting the cool merch around town. Look at this guy.
Look at that face.
Why don't you introduce
Jason?
it?
Hi, guys.
Who, me? You want me to introduce him? Jason Wange has been a longtime friend of mine. He's been a huge support to me since I came into the equipment world, and just a great, lively person in our industry. And he's been giving a lot of hope daily with opportunities to have lunch together virtually or, just chat. So I don't really know what's going on, and he can't really release it quite yet. But Jason was with Desert Peak Marketing, and now he's on a super private mission.
Well, listen, hey, Jason, so for name purposes, it says Desert Peak Marketing under your name because I already programmed it before we talked. So I didn't want it to say Jason Wange
Batman
in the wind, or something.
Evolving.
Fighter pilot.
No, fighter pilot works, you guys. I will totally take that one.
You got it.
Yeah, like a vision board behind you. I feel like I'm having a deja vu right now for some reason.
Are you?
I don't know what's going on here. First of all, you've been really uplifting me too with some of your YouTube clips and putting them together. Why did you feel that was important right now, Jason?
Oh my gosh, Greg. Watching everything we're going through, what everybody's going through, took me back years ago. Personally, in my 20s, they were just a little bit brutal, and to figure out how to become healthy out of it in a rough time, there was just a whole heck of a lot of learning that I needed to do, a whole bunch of skills, a whole bunch of people I needed to surround myself with to lift myself out of it. And now watching a lot of my really good friends go through it, it just seems like there's never been a time to offer all these things that I had to learn to others.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about giving back.
Yeah. Give us okay, so will you do your today one? You're doing a daily one, right? And first of all, how can people find them, and what are you doing?
Yeah, it's just a daily. So for all my food service friends on Facebook, on LinkedIn, I'm doing a daily video, which I've never done in my life. So this is all new and kind of fun and unique. Just a daily positivity tip, something to hold on to, a new skill to acquire to keep, lifting yourself up, all that kind of jazz. And then we're doing daily virtual lunches. We all connect over food. That's how we do it. So you get everybody on a call and you all have a sandwich or whatever you have, and you're sharing lunch or coffee or cocktail or whatever it is, and to connect with people. So,
and you've been doing that daily.
Yeah, I'll put out. I'm working on number 5. That's actually what's behind me. You're the.
Can we do number 5 right here?
You got it. You know what? I'll give you I type up little notes, which I don't have in front of me, but essentially it's you. Hold on just a second before we do that. I want to build this up. Okay. Jason Wange on here with us. This is a pal of ours. He hangs out with the Modern Eater. I don't know why he likes us, but he comes in. It's kind of fun to see the things that happen here in the kitchen, right? Oh my gosh. It is so special to come in, the connections, watching people cook and create. Haley, my daughter, came in.
Yes.
She just absolutely loved it. And she's been baking, we make cookies. She made cornbread for us the other day, all this stuff out of it. So it has been a real, hi. It's been a real, here, she just walked in. Haley, remember going to the Modern Eater? Remember these folks?
Hi, honey.
I got to meet with Haley. We ate together, and I believe, was it, who was here? It was barbecue. Who was here?
She probably remembers.
Haley, do you remember? We were here. Ruby was here.
Actually, the baker that you guys just had on, he was there, which was
John
great.
Hinman. Yeah,
and Emma Nemechek was there too, wasn't she?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. Absolutely. Girl with nice potatoes. Someone made nice potatoes.
Oh, that was Strohauer, probably. Amber Strohauer from Strohauer Farms.
Oh, the gut lady was there too.
Oh, hey, the fairy gut mother, Carly Smith.
Oh, Carly Smith,
fantastic. Yeah. I can't wait to see you again. Hey, are you bored staying home with Dad all day?
Little bit. You know what? Here, you'll appreciate what she did, Greg. You're a big Fort Myers guy. We were supposed to be in Fort Myers today.
Okay.
And so the kids, I'll show you what they did outside. You'll appreciate this.
All right.
They made let's see if you can see it. So there's a little pool that we put sand in, and there's seashells in there from the beach. And then right over there, you can see the lawn chairs. They took wood from the garage and built a dock, like we were sitting on the edge.
What more do you need than that?
That's just the
bad,
most heartwarming thing I've ever seen in
adorable.
my entire life.
That is absolutely adorable.
And if you've ever had the chance to meet Jason and his kids, I mean, they're just, this whole family's amazing. I adore them.
Fantastic. Okay, Jason, I have a request, man. Can you, now that you're in between or underemployed, like a lot of us, can you grow out a beard, man?
Yeah, you know what? I guess I can start that. I shaved it probably 2 months ago. I had a beard for a while. Shannon actually appreciates me in it. When I shaved it, there was this weird period of time where the actual connection between us was lost. She's like, I really can't get close to you because you need to have the beard. But maybe I will. That's a good thing. November, we'll do it. But
here's what I want to do. I want to grow it because it looks like you grow a mean beard, like in a day or two. It'll start filling in. But then let's start carving in stuff to it, like do some pork chops and then maybe a cool goatee. We'll just try and, change it up a little bit.
I might be able to get into that, Greg. You got it, buddy. You got it. I love it.
And then please, start getting some local apparel to wear in your videos.
Yeah, we're trying to push local apparel. Again, we're working with Levers to try to get a kind of a storefront set up in there where they normally have seating. But, I'm sure you know plenty of people who'd be willing to take a donation for a shirt or a hat. We're doing our best to support local.
You got it. I had last night. I had
hyperlocal.
We did a Zoom call with some people, and I live up here in Erie, and we did takeout yesterday from the Old Mine, which is like cider and barbecue. And so I had my Old Mine glass on the thing people see. But I love it. Great job. You guys are doing awesome.
All right, edition number 5. Here we go.
Okay, so tip number 5, which is you are the total of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Okay?
Ooh.
So think about it like this. So here, I got a glass of water right here. Not gin, it's water for now. You got a glass of water. When water's left out over time, it will become the same temperature as the air around it, right? We act and live the same way. So the people we spend the most time with, we become most like. So if you end up being around people that are a little bit more negative or pessimistic, you become that. If you hang around people that are more optimistic and positive and upbeat, encouraging, you become that. So one of the tips I'm going to give people is to create a list. It's right back here. Names of people in your life, everyone you hang out with. I want you to write their name down, and then next to it, put a positive or a negative. Okay, whether they bring you life, whether they lift you up, or whether they don't. Now, this is not the right time in life to call the people with a negative sign and tell them to get out of your life. This is not that.
Are you sure? Because you can just do it by text. You don't have to do it in person, Jason. I don't know if you got this through.
You're not going to run into him at the bar anytime soon.
That's right.
You're right. My thinking was,
do it now is what we're saying.
You know who you are. Take a hike.
Hey, Jason, the text goes a little something like this. Hey, I was talking with Jason Wange, and I can't be your friend anymore. Have a good life.
You're a negative sign.
Jason Wange, the destroyer of relationships.
So just at this point in time, just make sure your Zoom is full of 5 people that are positive signs.
Absolutely. Find the 5. With the negative people, just find a way to create some better boundaries. With those who have a plus sign, here's what you do. Find ways to spend more time with them, and even better, reach out to those people and thank them. Everyone needs to be lifted up right now. Can you imagine getting a phone call from someone saying, hey, Greg, hey, Rebecca, hey, Jay, you're one of my 5 people that just constantly makes me feel better about life and myself. I mean, that is just uplifting for anyone.
I'm waiting.
I know. Hello? Andy, are you there? Lori?
Jason, you better call my phone, brother. You better.
George?
I'm texting Jay because he's on my phone right now.
I love
my man.
Hey, you know what? I didn't anticipate. Just like, okay, we're going to hear that. That did something for me.
I know.
Man.
I think it's
love
good.
It. I love it a lot.
Well, and especially at a time where we're kind of, we can control who we're around to a degree. If you live with people, I have a couple roommates, and, that's a little different. But you really can kind of filter out where you want to go. When the dust settles and we go back to our new normal, what do you want to be, who do you want to be, and how do you want to be better? So I like where you're going, and I will have to join in one of your Zooms in the next few days.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Date.
How do we zoom into your life here?
You know what? Maybe there's a better way. You guys can tell me. But every day I just put on my LinkedIn page what the link is, and I put on my Facebook what the link is, and people can hop on. We've had people from Maryland and Kansas City and here in Utah. It's just a way for people to see faces, just connect, hear a voice, see a face.
We have a resource group. Maybe you could join. It's called Food Service Emergency.
Okay.
I think in that group, Food Service Emergency, if you wouldn't mind just throwing that link in there on a daily basis, we'll be sure to get it shared out.
You got it. Okay, so share it. Okay, yep, I'll do it.
I'll make sure you're in it. Did you already join it? If not, I'll add you.
Yeah, I think I did. So
okay, cool.
You're just saying put the link to the Zoom in that, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And I'm in. What time does it usually start?
11:30. 11:30 Mountain.
That's brunch, man. You eat lunch at 11:30?
Well, here's the deal. There's people from all across the country, so I tried to find some middle ground.
Yeah, that's true.
It's brunch for our West Coast people.
Yeah, what kind of thing?
It's still brunch for us. Yeah, what are you eating on it?
You know, I've been kind of a PB&J guy, and like a banana today, some animal crackers. I had a lady the other day. It was unbelievable. She wasn't eating, but she was literally riding a horse. When she was in Southern California, and she like rides horses, so she's riding a horse on this call, and I was kind of like, just don't fall off or get bucked off right now. That's not best.
Well, today we actually saw Biker Jim's bathroom.
Nothing shocks us anymore.
John Hinman from Hinman's Bakery. We watched him play with remote control cars.
Love it.
That was interesting as well. We were in Elan Wenzel's. We looked at Elan Wenzel's refrigerator and the magnets that were on there, and his
coat rack.
That was fairly interesting. So I've already seen a little bit of your house. I know it's going to be just fine. How far are you away from your kitchen? I just want to make sure you're doing your dishes.
Yeah, you know what? Here, let's see. We did dishes this morning, and it becomes an issue. My wife doesn't like how I load the dishwasher. Apparently, I'm not as efficient as I could be. So,
are you a loader or a putter away, or are you a both guy?
I'm happy to do both. I'm a little bit OCD in that I like things being organized and clean, but the kids, we've kind of got them more on put away duty. So let's see right now. You ready? So we're in the kitchen.
Oh, looking good. Got a couple things in there. Not bad.
There's a couple things, and I think this is actually just clean, squeaky clean.
Ready to put
those away in a little bit. Yeah,
I love those kitchens where
let's see your fridge.
What's on your fridge? Where the island? Yeah, open the fridge. Let's see what we got going on.
Oh yeah,
fridge. We've got a drawing. Haley just did a drawing for Aunt Sue and Uncle Pat, and then there's another one here of the Wanges that was done that one of the kids did, and then we've got just pictures of family up here. Valley, my brother-in-law is getting married in September, so that's their wedding invite, and that's the fridge.
Jason, I got to ask you, what kind of tabletop do you guys have in there?
We're nosy.
Yeah, like what are your plates? What are you using these days?
That is a great question.
Go in the bedroom and open the closet door. I just want to look in and see what you got.
So we're a family that does like a total combination of random coffee mugs. And we've got some glassware from Cardinal.
That was more my question. Do we have Cardinal? What do we have in there?
Yeah, I've got Cardinal. Yep.
Speaking of your fridge, if I take a selfie of me and Rebecca right now, will you print it off and put it on your fridge?
There is no question that I will. Done. It's going on.
I'm texting this to you right now. When we check back in for another one of these uplifting moments, I want to see our picture on your.
Hey, Jason, you were saying that you eat a lot of PB&Js this time. Let me tell you the best way to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is you make a glass of chocolate milk and you dip it like a French dip.
Ooh.
Oh man!
I mean, a little bit of a stoner recipe, I guess. That's not where it comes from. When I was a kid, we had chocolate milk and peanut butter and jelly. But there you go. So that's free for everybody.
I love it. It's those kind of moments that are like life changing. It's when someone taught me to put peanut butter on a BLT. It like changed the game for me of a BLT.
The first time you ever had egg and peanut butter and jelly on a burger.
Oh yeah.
Yes, correct.
That's good stuff.
Peanut butter and jelly on pancakes will blow your mind too.
I haven't done that either.
Yeah. I mean, basically just a bowl of saturated fat, and then you mix anything else in there you want with it. then you're good to go. You know, we can go on forever. Yeah, but you ever stuff Cheetos inside of Twinkies? Yeah, man.
That sounds terrible.
Well, but it lasts forever. So actually, if that's what Jay's got at home, he's fine for the next 6, 8, 10 years. We'll be great.
Some people buy pinto beans, Jay, Twinkies and Cheetos.
Oh, wait, this is terrible. Zach Johnson just put my name down in the stream and then put a minus next to my name. Oh, no.
Wow, I don't get it.
Well, he was just saying pluses and minuses.
Oh. Well, Zach, what am I? I hope I'm a plus in your life, Zach Johnston.
Look at it. And I'll tell you this, while Zach Johnston's on our minds, he's like just the king of dry, sarcastic humor, to where that right there, it's like he may dislike you. I don't really know. It's hard for me to tell. I know he does, but you know what I mean? Where he's the one where you're on the phone with him and he'll say something and you're like, did I just anger this guy? Like, does he not like me?
Jason, this was one of our favorite my favorite segments today.
I've had a great time today.
It's just really great catching up with you. And I have to tell, so tomorrow, tune into the show, 2 p.m. Guess who's going to be on the show? You'll never guess.
No idea.
But
let's not spoil it yet.
Who's one of the top chefs in Denver?
Oh, there's so, I mean.
Yeah, but so here's the deal. I'll do this. I'll do processes of elimination. This week we've already had on Alex Seidel.
Yep.
Justin Brunson. We've had on Brother Luck. We've had on Juan Padro. We've had on Chef What. We've had Jesus Silva on the stream. We've had who else?
Josh Oakley
on the stream. We've had a lot of chefs on. So just with that elimination there.
How about Jeff Osaka?
Ooh,
that's a good one. I did invite him to watch today.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Keep going.
He'd be a great one. Great human, man. Great.
2 p.m. tomorrow. Tuning in.
I can't wait. I'm trying to think who else.
Hints. You want hints?
Yes.
For the grace of God, he'll be here.
Troy Guard.
Troy Guard. You got it.
So you guys tune in. I mean, first of all, follow Jason Wange. He's on LinkedIn. He's on Facebook. He's very uplifting. He's a good friend of ours.
I think he got a new career, man.
He's a fighter pilot, by the way. We have him
fighter pilot. You know it.
And tomorrow at 2:00, we will have Troy Guard, one of our top restaurateurs and chefs here. That I'm really looking forward to speaking with him.
Thank you for your TED Talk today.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, thank you. You're lifting all of us up. You're me as much as anyone. I just appreciate you so much.
Just keeping it together, man. Be in that spot. Give us a hug.
Love it. Hug.
And we want to see our picture on your fridge the next time we come in.
Done. Somebody send me the picture. I would even take it. In fact, if Jay were in it.
Oh, you would? Okay, we got to retake
it.
Hey, Jason, that's a totally different kind of picture, my friend. But I'd be happy to oblige you.
What kind of hotel?
I'm sending them out anyway, so I'll throw you in there, no problem.
Love it, guys. I love you. You're awesome. Keep doing what you're doing.
See ya. Jason Wayne.
Bye, Jason.
Bye, guys.
Aaron Shepard tuned in. Hi, Aaron. Listen, day 10, you got to go berserk.
Hey, my Aunt Kim's on watching, so hi, Aunt Kim. Yep, she sure is.
Aunt Kim's watching. I want to give a shout out to Zach Kreider and Colorado Mills. Colorado Mills sunflower products. They make not only feed for animals, delicious feed, but they also do a oil that you know about, don't you?
I do.
And
listen,
people are going crazy over it right now because it's food service.
It is food service, and my background is slinging frying oil is how I started in the industry, and so your oil quality.
Wait, don't give me this because she'll steal it.
No, I will cook with it and promote Zach's product in my own kitchen. There's a difference.
No, there's not a difference.
So yeah, no, this is high quality oil. We want to ensure that you guys are using the right product.
High temperatures.
High temperatures, so you're going to have a high smoke point. So you're not going to get that rancid oil, that quick burning smell. I love it.
Are they a Levers Local 4?
I don't know, actually. But since they've become a sponsor of the show, I haven't used any other oil to cook in my kitchen.
Why would you? It's got a high burn rate, that's 500 degrees.
I use it in my cast iron. I do. I make a gluten-free fried chicken, which actually, you guys, you know what? I should do that here one day.
Absolutely.
I brine it overnight in a pickle brine, and then do a gluten-free fry it up with Colorado Mills sunflower oil, and there's no flavor profile transfer, which is incredible. It's just a great oil and coming from a great clean source, and you can definitely
great
taste
Colorado
the
company. Support Colorado, absolutely. Colorado Mill Sunflower Oil. If you ever see that product, here's what I'd say: they will, I believe. Could you look online?
Yeah,
Colorado Mills. I think they sell it online, and they also have some great skincare products. But Zack Kreider and Colorado Mills, you do such a great job. He's a part of the Modern Eater family.
Great
we love
friend,
all of
yeah.
your support and best oil in the business. Your food will taste like your food.
So, and did you know, like, the way that they extract the oil is different than a lot of companies too, because some companies will use chemicals, right? They'll put it in a big mixing bowl with a bunch of chemicals, and it'll break down the seed or whatever.
What they do is they remove the protein through the bleaching process of it, which a lot of times if you have a peanut oil or soybean oil, it removes the allergen in there. They do it a lot more natural.
You can order online.
Man.
Okay. Go to, what's the website?
It is comills.com/sunflower-oil and comills.com. You can navigate through, find out more of their oil information and how to contact them. And we love them. Thanks, Zach.
Sponsor of the Modern Eater Show. Standing by for right now is
Zack Christofferson.
Zack Christofferson. Do you know who Zack Christofferson is?
I don't think we've actually met.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Chain Reaction Brewing Company. Zack is one of these really, really cool, intelligent sweethearts of a guy. We talk offline and we talk a lot about food. He's into canning these days. He's into aging meats. He's into just crafting foods in his house, as well as just making delicious beer. So standing by for Zack Christofferson. Here's what I want to do. Can you ping Mark Whistler? We gave him a bunch of great information. He's one of these guys to where this financial assistance that's hopefully looming, as we hear from Washington, that a $2 trillion bailout, I don't know what to call it, $2 trillion worth of aid, stimulus is going to be coming. Is that going to bring us into hyperinflation? Does money even mean anything anymore? This is where we all wish we finished college, because we need to defer to smarter people than ourselves when it comes to the financial and economic situations that are out there right now. So hopefully Mark Whistler can join us with that. It's been a great show today. Again, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Don't miss this one, because making an appearance on the Modern Eater Show will be Troy Guard, and that's going to be you didn't want me to give that?
I was hoping we could kind of surprise. Whoa, I'm
Zack, turn your sound on whatever you're listening to the show on right now. Turn it all the way down if you could.
I was wait till that's off.
Yeah, caller, turn your radio down.
I'm on the radio. There we are. We're better. No, I wanted to kind of throw it out at the end, but hey, you guys know, now we've got, it's a nice surprise, but hey, we're going to promote it. Be on tomorrow right at about 2:00.
You going to be here?
Of course I'm going to be here.
Okay, I don't know.
What, I've been here. I'm a Monday through Friday with you kind of girl now.
I've been shocked. I really have. It's a lot of work.
It is. Actually, I have a lot of respect for you guys, for people in radio, for people on the news. I mean, any broadcaster. It's emotional, and you come home, but it's well worth it. I am giving back the torch on Saturday nights to somebody else, but my Monday through Fridays are with you guys.
That's fantastic. And then Sunday, you're taking the Andy time.
Well, Andy's on a week on, week off, so actually I'm taking the Rebecca Berry time.
Oh, you want to go for a walk?
Yeah, I'd love to.
That would be cool.
Cool.
Social distancing, of course.
Of course.
And is that Whistler on the other side there?
Yeah.
Oh, we got the double bubble here.
Well, I mean, I'm just doing what I'm told.
Let's do this. Zach's figuring out what's going on his end. I want to go to Mark Whistler right now. So stand by, Zach. Mark Whistler here, the Goods Restaurant. He's got the astute glasses on. That must mean he's been doing some studying. How are you, Mark?
Hey, Mark.
Mark, do me a favor. Turn your phone sideways. Or just disconnect.
Or just
disconnect. Hey, man, technology, it's great, right? I love technology, and it runs parallel with my hatred for technology.
Let me get this in. As we are, finding new ways to help folks out, we do have all of this extra programming Monday through Friday.
Yep, we sure do.
And so we wanted to open up this ability. This is a really cool thing we want to offer to the community. It's basically a gimme. It's called Name Your Own Price Advertising for food service people only on the Modern Eater Show. Just write up something that's about 30 or 60 seconds. Name your price on what that would cost. Obviously, any help that we can get as the Modern Eater, we got rent to pay too. And trust me, at the end of the month, we're probably going to have that conversation with our landlord, which you never want. But Name Your Price Advertising will use our stream to get the word out about your ever-changing, pivoting business. And if that's appealing to you, again, just a 30 or 60-second dissertation of whatever you're trying to promote. We'll do a great job at it. I'll saddle Rebecca with it. She can read better than I. But the Modern Eater Network prides ourselves on being the voice of Colorado and food service and hospitality, and we've quadrupled these efforts during the coronavirus crisis in order to keep our community connected and informed. Normally, we broadcast from 6 to 8 p.m. on Saturday evenings on Denver's talk station 630 KHOW, but now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope Monday through Friday, 2 to 5 p.m. Since the announcement of restaurant, bars, breweries, and distillers were ordered distilleries to shut down their in-house operations, everybody's just trying to scramble to figure out a way to change their business. And we'd like to get the word out there for you. So again, Name Your Own Price Advertising. We've had a few people take us up on that offer, and it's just really a privilege to us to be able to do that. So if you want to learn more information on how to do that, themoderneater@gmail.com. That doesn't apply to you, Mark. You're a sponsor of the show. You're still getting a bill. No, just kidding. You're all paid up, man.
Turn your phone sideways for the love of God. Thank you. There we go. There we go. There we go. Just a little bit of work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you.
Mr. Mark, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Is it your headset that you have in? Maybe did you disconnect?
Yeah. Can't hear you, brother. Audio.
Is that little microphone checked? What you're looking at there? Did you mute yourself? Did you try to do something clever with something?
Just back out of the room. Just disconnect and try and reconnect, Mark. We'll jump back in with that. Thanks. Mark Witzler standing by to see. He's a really, really shrewd, intelligent businessman, and he's one of those people. I can't do it, Rebecca. I'm not one of these people who can take a bunch of information when it comes and just go and sort through it because, red tape and fine print just confuses the hell out of me. So I just don't even worry to do it. I talk to the experts.
Well, that's why you call us at Fourth as well. So Rebecca.berry@fourth.com with any questions regarding some of the stimulus packages, HR, insurance, all of that. We'll get you guys covered.
Mark, can we hear you?
No,
we can't hear you. Here's what I want you to do. This is going to be a little tedious, but just restart your phone and come back in. Could you do that? Restart your phone. He can hear us. We can tell him how much we love him.
We love you, Mark.
Restart your phone, Mark. Come back in. That's fantastic.
I tell you what, I'm trying to not gain weight through this whole process. I'm trying to come out skinnier than I went in. But talking to these guys daily, my to-go orders, I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to have to keep walking separately.
Great. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm just saying I'm here to support local. So are you. And so we're just eating through the town now.
Yes, eating through the town. That's a good thing. You should check that domain, see if it's there.
Let's find it.
Eating through the town.
What'd you get last night, Greg? I saw that you did an order from
Flower Child.
The Flower Child, right?
I love their menu. They have great quality food. But what's really cool, you're seeing people that are out there that are doing it right. And not to say other folks aren't, but there's a structure that needs to be set up to be able to execute those types of things. And as our guy, Little Rich Schneider, said, don't put anything in a box that's going to disappoint somebody. You don't want to lose a customer because you're doing something wrong. So make sure the menu item, and Flower Child, they put their menu, they condensed it down to things that would travel well.
Yeah.
And I had delicious macaroni and cheese, and I had a wrap with steak and caramelized onions and a horseradish yogurt.
Rich Schneider is watching while working, by the way. Speak of the devil there. The Tarcos man. Instead of Narcos, we've got the Tarcos.
How is the tortilla business today?
Yeah, Rich, we want to hear
just
from you.
Send him this link? I mean, what's he doing?
He's
resetting his phone.
Where's Zack Christofferson? I feel terrible right now that
we're all trying to get connected here. So Zack wants me to email him instead of that. So that's
Zack. Who we've got a lot of Zacks going on.
I know.
Right
well, the
Zack Johnston, Zack Kreiders, Zack
Christofferson. So I just sent him the invitation here.
So Spice Guy, if you're listening, I need some gear. Let's connect. I'm
going to throw up the Spice Guys, info right here so people can know how to get the best spices. You know what I use, and I told Zach Johnston, the Spice Guy, one of the last times he was in the studio, and this is before the COVID and Corona crap. But I said, listen, man, I'm one of these guys to where I just want one spice. I just want one spice. I don't need a bunch of spices. When I cook, I don't do anything fancy. I'm not a fancy guy. I'm 43 years old. I know if I'm going to, how intricate I'm going to get into cook. I just need something, no matter what I'm making, I can dump it in there. And he gave me his garlic blend. Ooh. And I'll tell you what, man, I put it on everything. I've done the chicken. I've done the steak. I've done seafood. I've done just vegetables. I've done vegan thing. And I just put, too much of that spice in there, and you can't go wrong.
And then you throw it in your convection oven, right?
No.
Or your microwave.
Sonia Riggs from the Colorado Restaurant Association just texted me and said that no new updates yet. Do you still want me? Of course we want you in here, Sonia. And I know that new updates are what people are looking for. So as everybody's trying to figure out this stimulus package that's coming down the pipe, I know you'll know more tomorrow. So Sonia Riggs tomorrow. There's Zack Christofferson, and we can hear Zach. What's happening, brother?
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey Zach.
There he is.
I wonder why we're getting our audio back at us, Zach. Do you have us
Hold
on?
One second.
Or your microwave.
There we go. How is it?
It's perfect, man. Thank you.
All right, we figured it out.
Yeah, what's happening, dude? Are you in the Zack Christofferson bunker?
Yeah, just hanging out in the garage.
like many of us, that's for sure. So those of you that don't know, first of all, Zach, meet Rebecca. Rebecca, meet
Hi,
Zach.
Zach. It's nice to finally meet you. I don't know if we've met. I don't think we have, though, yet. Pleasure.
Zack
Yeah,
Christofferson,
hopefully it
Chain
didn't blow your ears out earlier.
Nah, nothing that's happened differently this week.
That's right. Everything's blowing our brains this week out. First of all, Zach, can you give us an update? It's interesting because different things with breweries are happening. And I'm like, can breweries do curbside? Are they even open? Can they fill growlers still? Have they been called off? Can you give us the state of the state as far as breweries in Denver?
Yeah, so Denver, I think, kind of had that panic mode on Monday, that created chaos. And it sounds like for the time being, we're still going to be open for to-go only. And there are some breweries that are doing delivery. We're not one of those, but there are a couple out there. Curbside, one in, one out, that kind of stuff.
Are you doing to go?
Yeah, definitely doing a lot of crowlers. We put the growlers, if you got glass, we'll put that through a rigorous cleaning cycle. And then we will have more glass coming next week, hopefully.
So for folks that don't know, where is Chain Reaction?
We're at 902 South LaFan Street, so that's just a couple of blocks south of Alameda and I-25, or a couple blocks west of Santa Fe and Mississippi. So not real far from where you are.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to come get the fill up. And actually, I've been I want to just hunker down at your house with you, man. I know you'd protect me and you'd have a lot of good food. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll just cuddle in the garage. We got a big screen out there and plenty of beer, plenty of whiskey.
What more do you need? Hey, food-wise, Zach, I know you get into some artisanal type of stuff, but what are you doing food-wise? You did it before this pandemic as well.
Yeah, it's been there's things we got to try to find the good in through all of this, So it's been kind of fun just cooking with the family. I've got 2 young daughters, so they're kind of learning how to chop and hopefully not burn themselves too badly. And we've been stocked up on fish. We got a lot of beef going. Tonight I think we're making some fillets with asparagus, and Jason from Locavore Brewery hooked me up with a bunch of fresh baked bread this morning, so that was a nice surprise. There's a beautiful hat going on my screen.
Do you see that? That's why I was like, do you see that? Because it's distracting me. No one else can see that except us right here. And I hope he wears, that's Mark Whistler at the Goods. And when this all clears up, we're going to get that beer into the Goods restaurant too. Zach, just your overall thoughts. And as the week, we're 10 days into this madness, and folks are, what's happened to we already know what's happened to your business because of this. But the takeaways, are you getting lean and mean, my friend? Is the brewery, what are you doing to ramp up to get back to normal here in the future?
And it's such a hard deal because I think that first day you really didn't know. You just cried or you laughed. You just didn't really know where to turn on all that. This is something that was like a light switch as far as how quick it went. And we all have such a passion, and we've put so much of our lives towards this that it could really be changed that quick. And it's turned everything upside down. You know how much we focus on community-driven events and just trying to help everybody else. Well, now we're kind of in that scramble of just trying to make things work for us. And how do we survive? 8 weeks is a long time, man. And I think that first week was really cool to see everybody turn out. And it really warmed a lot of hearts. And I'm trying to stay as positive as I possibly can. And then you have your breakdown. It's okay to have that breakdown, I think. As business owners, as service people, we have to be okay with that. That old saying, it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
But in the morning, we're still going to get up, lace up the boots, and try to go out and kick some ass. I mean, that's what I have to do every day of my life anyway. So the next 7 weeks, I guess we got left now, we're just going to keep doing that. Keep trying to push forward, keep trying to do fun things.
Mm-hmm. And that's really what it is right now. So you've got our audience, and I thought it was important that folks hear from you. I really just look up to you, man. You're a tough dude. Obviously, you battle some health problems as well, issues that you work through, and you're one of those forever optimistic guys. You'd never know. You always have a smile on your face, and you're always the first to help out. But I thought it was important that our community hear from you. Could you just take it away for a minute or two?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know? Just kind of how I'm feeling?
I want you to make me feel better, bro.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, man. I mean, last night we worked with our trivia guy, and we did a virtual trivia. But while he was doing trivia, we set up a Google Hangout that was a virtual bar for all the locals or people that wanted to hang out and just have some fun. That was a blast. I mean, this is going to be one of those things. I don't know if we're ever going to go back to exactly how life was. And that's just one of those things you got to come to realize. And we're going to deal with that when we can. But for right now, you just got to keep looking for something. You got a family member that you're connecting a little better with. Are we putting more focus on how dependent we are with other people and really learning how much we actually love certain people in our lives? And, I really want to take some time and I want to re-get into beer. I want to re-get into food without all the damn distractions. I just want to sit here in every emotion that I have. I just want to enjoy every little moment of just every little thing. If you're sipping a whiskey, maybe the caramel's a little bit sweeter from Bear Creek or Laws. Maybe the hops just have that little bit of bitterness you need for your day. The basic sensations of that we can still enjoy just a beautiful steak that was salt, pepper, garlic, hot in a cast iron with some of that beautiful sunflower oil that you were talking about. It's just that I know everything is so hard, but it's one of those that every day, one day at a time, we're just going to keep going and really trying to love everything that we're doing. And maybe Mother Nature, whatever, the universe, maybe it's just trying to teach us something about ourselves.
You know, Zach, I love that. And I kind of feel like, as just the people we are, that life was moving so fast and we were forgetting those little things. We were forgetting the moments where we eat and we savor the flavor, where we take that.
Yeah, instead of mowing it down.
Right. Or like chugging that sip, the whiskey, taking that sip and appreciating the flavor to it, or even walking through the neighborhood and going, I live 3 blocks from here. Look at these gorgeous houses. Look at this remodel that was just done. Look at the community.
It's the difference between taking that walk and just staring at the ground and actually picking your head up and looking around. And I think we're doing a lot of that looking around right now and taking personal inventory, Zach.
I love your input, though, and I can't wait to get to know you better, and especially when things get back to the new normal.
He's my friend.
Hey, you're trying to steal my boyfriend as your new best friend and the doctor's husband. So, I mean, friend stealer.
Zach's my friend.
But
we're going to barbecue and all kinds of good stuff when this is over.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'll be over. It may not be May. It may be September, October, whatever. Whenever we get there, we get there. But I'm going to enjoy the view while we're here.
Yeah. Hey, Zach, do you have any apparel from Chain Reaction?
There is going to be 4 new T-shirt designs coming out in hopefully a week or so. I'm just waiting on some inventory to come in. 3 of those are going to be just for that are driven towards all this stuff. There's one that's really cool, and I'll share this with you guys as soon as I get the demos in. But one of them is like Mr. Rogers, that quote that "Look for the helpers." We've got that, but it's into like a pint glass type thing, so that's pretty cool. We've got one with our chain link that's all about support business and has some cool stuff on it. Third one's really cool that you know Ghostbusters, right? It's a couple of pints of beer as the Ghostbusters fighting a virus.
Can you put the pedal to the metal on those things, because we want to try and make you like $123 by selling some apparel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming as soon as the T-shirts get into town.
Zach, I'll reach out to you via email. I'll get it from the guys here just to let you know the program that we're doing, and just to coordinate with all of that, so that when the time comes, I mean, things are changing day by day, but I'll email you personally so we can get this coordinated.
Let's just like give a shit, buy a shirt.
Give a shit, buy a shirt. Actually, Jen and I did we did come to a agreement. I think it was too small to fail is what we're going to do, and then industry support or something of that nature. I'll have to look back at my emails. We got the okay from Chris over at, because he's kind of driving this with opening up the storefront for us. So the 3 of us have been collaborating, while Greg's been collaborating and Jay on other things too. But I'm working on the details right now to get some demos out. Cindy,
it's going to come together.
Cindy with Deviation has a T-shirt company, so if we need stuff printed quickly for donation,
printed, man.
Yeah, so I literally, we've done this in less than 24 hours. So bear with my kind of
like
broken chain details.
72 hours.
But the actual
That's what we're all doing.
Place. But I'll get that information out. We will be able to make them at cost plus donation. Cindy's been awesome with Cindy Wiley and Bob Wiley with opening up their other business to help out. So we'll get you guys covered.
Right. And you're up at Levers, right?
We're going to be doing that. We're going to be selling. I've got to coordinate with Jen. We're going to have a certain amount of vendors at a time, but we are looking for signed stuff from chefs as well. So we've got a lot going on. So we should have this tied up tomorrow to be able to get more clear information out.
That's awesome.
Love you, brother. We'll see you soon.
Nice to meet you. Can't wait to have a drink with you.
Love you guys. Thanks for the time.
Zack Christofferson.
Thanks, Zach.
Chain Reaction. Great pal of mine. I really enjoy that guy. Just so cool. Katie Laser, I think, will be on the program here. She just messaged me back from Eat Denver.
Oh, great.
Talk about that. I think we have you here, audio, Mr. Mark Whistler.
Hey, guys.
Hi,
Hey.
Mark.
How are you guys?
It's happening. Confused.
The ups and downs, but today's been a day of laughs. We got to see Jim's bidet and his party shower, and Elan's coat rack of who knows what in his refrigerator of words. So
just rewatch the video if you get a chance today. Hey, Mark. So stimulus package, $2 trillion. I'm having it's tough to wrap your mind around these things and who it's going to help, who it's not going to help. I know you don't have all the answers, but I'm sure you've dug in on the small business aspect of it. Can you share some just information and knowledge that you may have?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a little bit of the same. And I think that there is some question still about some of the provisions in it. And I think the biggest question is that A, is it going to be enough? And B, is it going to happen fast enough? Just FYI. So, but the overall provisions look pretty good. I think, at the end of the day, what do we, what else do we do? By the way, hey, I wanted to let you guys know, I know I'm not being very clear there, but it's because I have something else on my mind, and I will be very clear on that in a moment when I focus on it. But I have two things really quick that I wanted to talk to you guys about.
Please.
We're all yours.
Yeah.
I was going to say you guys are.
Pins and needles, actually. I'm kind of scared. Like,
the first time we've both been quiet.
Am I in trouble?
No, not at all. So first of all, I think I found I found a cure to the entire coronavirus thing everywhere. I'm going to show you guys. I bought a very special book that will get us all through this whole mess. Hold on one second. Let me grab it. Here it is right here.
I don't know if this is a put on, if this is I should be laughing or hopeful or crying or mad.
I think that this is for us, I think just the last 48 hours, the scramble now to try and get all of our paperwork completed and done and get everything in. And, you were right. This is the money week. And, I think a lot of businesses are really starting to feel the pressure now. And I think we're all like reality is setting in, and we're all pretty devastated and worried about the future. And, there's probably a little spark of hope there. But at the same time, there's still this concern of, how long are the loans going to take? Are they going to are they really going to come through? There's, in some of the SBA loan options, there's like the 504 loan, but, part of the problem is that in the 504 loan, it requires 20% down, but, if you're going up for money, like how many people are going to have 20% down right now? I mean, how many people are going to have 200 grand to put down towards $1 million? Or, I think just the amount of paperwork that's required with the 7A loan. I think somewhere along the way here, even with the new Senate package, some of that stuff, we're going to need to look at it and just make sure that it can happen quickly. One good thing that did happen today that I just want to let you guys know about is I did get a response that there is and you guys probably already know this, but a webinar, I don't know if it's conference call or webinar tomorrow for the Denver City Grant Fund. Do you guys know that?
Did you get a response on that?
I did, yes, which means that at least they got my initial application. Which
Yeah.
So that's great, and I think the neat part is.
Did they say you're eligible for the first round to continue on for more information?
Yeah. Well, it didn't say you're eligible. It just said, please join us.
Oh, really? I got an email, and truth be told, the Modern Eater, we deal in food service, and all of our sponsors that, basically our revenue over last year has dropped down 90%. And that same grant that the city's offered, that up to $7,500, we applied for that too, and we got an email back yesterday saying that that we qualified for that, and that there was a second round of information that they would like us to fill out and to send that back into them to see if we qualified further.
Cool. That's great. Awesome, man.
Yeah, I know.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's good. I mean, that's great. I think that's good information overall. So, but the other thing I wanted to chat about is I have sitting next to me Judith Brown, who is actually one of the volunteers who has been helping us make lunches for assisted living, and today we did it for a transitional housing facility. And
so this is the infamous Judy you've been talking about.
Yeah, yes, Judy. And then I also have a couple of my employees here, and I just thought maybe for a moment it would be neat for you guys to hear from some people on the front line inside of the restaurants, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah,
we'd love to.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna put Judith on really quick.
What do you want to hear?
I knew she was going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. It's like Mark's going to build all this up. Let's talk to Judy, and you're like, I got nothing to say.
Yeah, what do you want me? What? This I didn't expect. I'm not even sure.
Mark puts people on the spot. Okay, I'm actually a professional at this, Judy, so I'll lead you down the right path. So it was easy as a call to action when you heard, and you probably got the call from Mark. We've got to feed a lot of people. When he rang that bell, that was just a natural instinct for you to do. And when you did answer that phone call, what did you get yourself into?
Well, it was actually through a volunteer group on nextdoor.com that linked up with Mark. So I was signed up to volunteer elsewhere. And then she mentioned that Mark was cooking meals that we were going to pick up. So I was like, well, if he needs help in the kitchen, I'm happy to help. So I'm in the kitchen. It's been a long time, but I'm in the kitchen.
Need more volunteers like that. Judy, just that mentality, and it fits in well with the service industry folks that just want to have that servitude attitude, to be out there helping folks and feeding them, and especially being an aid to Mark to be able to continue out what he wanted to do. That's just invaluable. And thanks for the unselfish, but it almost seems like you have to right now. You feel an obligation to it, don't you, Judy?
Oh yeah, I think we should all step up. We really should.
Where are you from, Judy?
Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Love the accent.
One of my favorite accents is Ireland.
So St.
Pat, Judy.
It was interesting. St. Patty's Day for the first time with the pubs closed down in Ireland. Huh?
I know.
What was that? Did you get word from home of what that was like? Was there a lot of squabbling, riots in the streets?
Oh God, no. They were sure Ireland was locked down way before America.
Yes, it was.
So shut down. They reacted quickly. So, no, people are at home. We're just like, that's a shame, but it is what it is. It has, you have to do it. So I don't think anybody was particularly bothered, other than it was disappointing. But,
What's your if you drink? What's your favorite beer?
Ooh, depends on my mood. I can't stand IPAs. Is that a sinful thing to say in Colorado?
You're fine.
I try, and I can swallow a sip, but then nah.
That's it. Just one sip.
I can't.
Are you a whiskey gal?
Oh yeah, I like whiskey. All right, yeah.
Do you? All right.
I like stouts and porters. I'm not a fan of Guinness. I know I'm Irish, but I'm not a fan of Guinness.
That's okay.
If I'm getting an Irish stout, I'll have Murphy's.
Oh.
Do you know Murphy's? No.
Murphy's. I can't say that I've ever seen a Murphy's.
Murphy's
stout. There are, and a couple of places here that
I think it's a really good fine whiskey, isn't it? Or am I wrong?
No, it's a stout.
Oh, it's a stout. Okay.
It's like a
smoother.
Well then, let's listen to Jay over there.
Jay knows.
Oh, that's all I know. I mean, I thought it was a stout, so that's how I
my hometown too. So
nice.
Great.
So, Judy, how's it been out there? How's it been? Just getting meals out, and what's the feel when you're out delivering, or are you just dropping at doors? How's it working?
Well, the other volunteers are coming and picking it up and taking it out there.
Okay, so you're just prepping.
Yeah,
but
it's been grand. It's weird being back in the kitchen. It's been a long time.
Well, you did
Avoid
pay.
my own kitchen, let alone a restaurant.
Oh, she's loosening up a little bit. All right, we'll have some whiskey here soon together. Thanks for your time. You did great. See, that wasn't so hard, was it?
It was unexpected, though. Yeah, no.
Yes,
Fine,
yes,
fine.
it was. Well, you can.
Well, so was the show
Yeah,
in general.
so I blame him later. Okay, Mark Whistler, who else you got for us lined up? Nobody, and he's gone.
You guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, so I wanted to introduce you guys to, and by the way, if I'm kind of skipping over the bill right now, it's because I think until we actually have all of the language in that bill, I think that, you know, we know what we all know what the bullet points are.
Yeah.
But I just, you know, I think until we have all of that language and we have a chance to really examine it and see what's in there, I think that is definitely, I think it's wise to provide with, just kind of move forward with a little bit of caution right now. Just, you know.
Well, as you dig in, Mark, would you mind sharing with us as you dig in and find helpful things for yourself? Because I know that you're looking for any sort of avenues of aid or relief, or just, you know, next way to move to be able to keep the goods going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you know, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think what is really cool is we have been receiving so much support from our community. We've had a lot of people reach out, and you know, it's really kind of it's very, very endearing and very amazing. And we I think one thing that's really cool, you know, this morning I even had kind of a community person from the community stop by and just, you know, ask if we had like a PayPal account or something that they could donate money to. And I think what we, you know, where we're at right now is that it might look like we're not fighting, but we are. And but we're just basically examining all of our options before we move forward. And I think, you know, if there is, you know, some I think I guess funding that might occur, and I think that, you know, it would be on a smaller level. But if that does occur, you know, from our community, I think that I would rather that you know, because we're going to apply for the SBA loan, and you know, we're going to go for I think a larger or really attempt to attack a larger course of action. But you know, if something where our community were to come together, I think what we would almost prefer is that money goes to our employees instead.
Yeah.
And so what we're really kind of doing right now is you know, we're trying to figure out obviously not only how to forge our future, you know, awaiting the language in the new bill, but also just kind of trying to figure out, you know, what exactly happens in the interim with all of our employees as well. And I think that's one thing that a lot of businesses that are, you know, thinking of the same kind of strategy. Okay, well, we're gonna hunker down for a moment. We're gonna use this moment to basically make sure we have our entire house in line. But you know, the process of, you know, applying for those loans, I mean, it's not going to be overnight. And I think one of the main things that a lot of restaurants and restaurateurs and you know, managers should be focusing on right now is, you know, how do you what's plan B for your employees in the interim too, because, you know, unemployment isn't going to show up for, you know, another week or two as well. So I think if anything, you know, as we talked about this week on Saturday and how this was the money week, I think that even next week, you know, that it could get a little bit more. I just, you know, I guess I'm just afraid that, you know, for everybody in our society who hasn't been working for the last week, or, you know, restaurant workers who, you know, next week, most of them should have a paycheck to get them through this week, but next week there are no more checks.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part.
It is. And as folks just try and go, well, do I want to get into another profession, or do I need to just in the interim get another job at a place that's a temp work. And the community folks like Kevin Galaba, offering meals for service industry people, as that's growing big and wide. That I think we're all just really trying to band together as a community and take care of those folks. And we're not those people that say on a federal level that relief's going to, so we better do it here on a local level, and we better do it amongst ourselves.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. And the other thing too is that I think one thing I was kind of thinking about last night. I think one really cool thing that's probably going to come out of this is I think you're going to see more locally established sort of collective, sort of groups that work together to obtain business. And by that I mean I had one of a good friend last night send me a prototype of a restaurant related app, and I'm not allowed to disclose what it does yet, but it's really cool and I haven't seen anything like it. But what it does do is it all of this really kind of reinvents the whole Grubhub, DoorDash, all of that kind of model. It brings it super hyper local, and it's just small groups helping small groups. And not, I don't mean small groups like as in it's isolationist at all, but I think you're going to see more initiative by, instead of depending on like a national company to do those things for us. I think one thing that's going to come out of this is as we see all these little websites pop up where people are trying to sell gift cards for each other and trying to promote each other. I think that sense of collective marketing is definitely a new frontier that is going to promote a whole bunch of really amazing new ideas that, and especially just even the way the entire restaurant model is deployed. And I'm curious. I was having a conversation this afternoon with a friend who was recently out of the country and actually had coronavirus and is recovering, but is in quarantine still. And I think that as we kind of start to hear those stories of recovery, I know we're in this huge period of fear, and gosh, you turn on the news and all you hear is everything that is so awful, and that in New York City, every 3 days the infected population is doubling, and it goes on and on and on. But then I think all it really takes is to see the smiling face of somebody who has kind of been through it and is still smiling. And I think at that point, when we kind of get to that stage of this, I think that's when hope will sort of start to be restored. And I think that's that's really what we're looking for right now. But the other thing too is I also think last night I spent a lot of time looking around for other types of grants, and there's a ton of other companies out there that are really willing to help small businesses find funding, and there's also a lot of companies out there that are willing to help small businesses fill out some of the paperwork too. Just FYI, and I'm sure you guys are already totally aware of that, but
no, actually not. So I'm glad to hear that that's out there. That's fantastic. And any of those resources, Mark, that you come across, I encourage you to plug into our food service emergency Facebook group, because we're trying to just centralize a lot of that too. I think we lost Mark, but we do have to jump to, there he is. Mark, gosh, I'm glad you're back, because I wanted to give you a proper goodbye, my friend. Have you seen Dr. Sara Metz on the show?
All right. Hey, you guys have a great day.
Wait, Mark, have you seen Dr. Sara Metz on the show?
Oh, yeah, I have. Yeah.
You have?
Isn't she great?
Yes, she's amazing.
She's fantastic. Do you mind, when you're off this stream, do you mind popping in and checking it out on your phone? Because I want to hear what Dr. Sara Metz has to say for us today to uplift us. And I always, as always, thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being one of these people in the community to where you just know, is Mark Whistler there to help? Of course he
Always
is. You're there around every single turn, man.
Well, so are you guys too. And that's what really makes you amazing. That's what you're doing right now, and it's what you've been doing every day. So we really appreciate you.
Thank you,
Well,
Mark.
big virtual hug, air hugs.
Give us a hug, Mark.
Yeah, big hug, big hug.
Big hugs to you. Bye, Mark.
Bye, Mark.
And Mark Whistler. Every time I talk to Mark, it's one of those things to where
I always have that always. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being one of these people in the community.
I'm hearing myself.
Hey, doctor, turn down your volume.
Caller, turn your radio down, caller.
There we go.
How are you, doctor?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Dr. Sara Metz.
Happy Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah, what day is today, doctor?
I don't know. It's a good day. Let's go with that.
It is a good day. Okay, so joining us every day, Code 4 Counseling, and Dr. Sara Metz. And again, we've talked about our spirit guide and superhuman, but she's the Dr. Female Yoda. Give that one.
Oh, let's keep that one. That's my new favorite. Yeah.
Just so wise, so wise. And Baby Yoda is new to the thing, but I want Dr. Yoda now.
Dr. Yoda, I like it. Doesn't somebody have a 3D printer? We need to get a Dr. Yoda made. That's my request.
It looks like Dr. Metz.
100 right off the bat. I'll just give them to all my clients.
So what am I experiencing right now, doctor? Because last night when I left off the show and I felt like really good show and just feeling the energy from the community and the things that are happening that are just so inspiring, and you go, boy, you shouldn't be happy about much. And as I drive through a city that just seems so calm, and you'd never know that we were under this attack from an outbreak. And I just had this calmness in me, and I thought to myself, we got this. We've got this all together. Is that naive thinking? Am I just trying to convince myself that? Or is there actually goodness around us right now?
There absolutely is goodness around us. And I think what was happening is your natural resiliency was coming out. And I think people really need to find that and harness that, is recognizing this as a season of life. In the same way that, the trees look dead in the winter, it doesn't mean they're dead. It means they're hibernating. And I think right now is a season for us that is really incredibly difficult. And it's not to take anything away from the difficult time that we're in, but knowing that spring is there is really nice when it's dark and gloomy out. And I think probably what you were experiencing was just that little hope, that internal sense of spring coming.
Yeah, it truly is. And as I look at such a terrible situation, I really never have seen in my 47 years, doctor, humanity coming together as one for the greater cause. Have you?
No, I was actually talking with my mom about that this morning. My mom and I stood in her driveway, and she gave me some homemade banana bread, and I gave her some homemade cornbread, and we just stood and chatted for a couple of minutes, which was nice. And we were actually talking about that very thing, that it's been many, many years since the collective world has gone through something like this. And so I think we're all really stumbling because we've really never been through anything this collective and this difficult. So of course we're stumbling a little bit. That's pretty normal and to be expected.
Yeah, you must think I ask the strangest questions. I don't write these things down. I just throw it at you as I'm feeling it. But, you go on that sense of, the humanity and learning new things about ourselves. A lot of times when you go to like a funeral and you mourn and you just have this reset point of like, man, I'm real emotional and I'm going to make sure that I take care of my friends because the meaning of life is so fantastic. And then a month later, you're just back to normal life. How can we make sure that the lessons that we're learning right now about ourselves, about the people we care about humanity, can actually transcend and carry on into the future with us?
I think a couple of things. I think one, we actually have to slow down enough to experience the moment and not just be in survival mode. And that's not to say that people aren't needing to be in survival mode and plan for their businesses and manage the stress of not being sure what's going to happen. Certainly that needs some time and attention. However, we also have to make sure people are putting time into just reflecting on what they're going through. Journal about this, have some documentation about your experiences, your day-to-day. Was it, what were some thoughts that you had that you want to preserve and you want to look back on, so that, guess what? People are going to recover from this season. They're going to go into spring, and then at some point, winter's going to hit again for people individually. And so to know that you got through this, the next time you go through something tough, I think would be really valuable. So I really encourage people to document some of their thoughts through all of this.
Well, Rebecca, luckily we're broadcasting 3 hours a day during
we
this.
sure are.
May be able to, refer back to that. Since you've been streaming with us, I'm sure folks have reached out to you in some sense or another. The types of things that you're fielding, the sense of the day, because again, I'm feeling fairly optimistic. Is there optimism coming your way, or is it just gloom right now?
No, there's definitely optimism. I think what's interesting is you actually brought up a good point in that there's optimism, and then people are feeling guilty for being optimistic.
Yeah,
right.
They're getting a lot of that is people saying, is there something wrong with me? Am I being naive that I'm not struggling more, or feeling kind of they're judging themselves that they're feeling okay in a moment. And so I think it's really important for people to recognize. I think it was Zack. I was listening earlier, and Zack made such a nice point, and he said, sit in every emotion that you experience. And I thought that was so beautifully said, and it's so true. Sit in whatever emotion you're experiencing. If you have a moment where you're afraid or anxious, that's okay. It's okay not to be okay, as he also said. If you're experiencing optimism, allow that to recharge you for a little bit. And any of those emotions that people are experiencing are really valid, and you're going to have the roller coaster of them. So let each one have its time and space.
I think it's interesting because I personally struggle with anxiety. I get very bad anxiety, and I'm at this really weird calm. And I don't know if it's because we're kind of at the front of this, talking about it daily, that I don't feel like I'm in a panic because I'm not alone. And this goes out to everybody. I think we're in this together. It's this odd calm for me, and I keep waiting for the crash to happen, but I keep getting a little bit more refueled. I'm tired from the emotion of the day when I go home and processing everything. But I mean, like the time with Jim's bathroom.
Maybe you found something therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
And that might be another point that you could talk about, Doctor, finding that thing that's working, and then just continuing to roll with it.
Yeah, and my guess is, Rebecca, that you're feeling a little bit of a sense of control and giving back. And so you're so in tune with trying to help other people that your anxiety is actually going down a little bit because you feel so purposeful in what you're doing right now. And so kind of the monkey brain that you sometimes have when your anxiety takes off is calmed because you have such a sense of purpose. And I think a lot of people are feeling that right now. And that, yes, it's a time of high anxiety, but it's also a time of so much meaning and purpose and being able to give back to others, that we're almost changing out this sense of anxiety for a sense of alertness. And it sometimes feels the same, but if we can redefine it as feeling really alert and challenged, it's easier to manage those emotions.
And thank you, because I share that because I know there are so many people that are just so fearful of their positions and their businesses right now, who I'm seeing just put that aside, and they're making it through each day and giving back. And, there are stories out there, and we haven't heard from everybody yet that's having a tough time. It's out there, but I'm seeing our community come together. Maybe just we're recharging each other.
Absolutely. I think that's where that social connection that we've talked about the last couple of days is so important. Stay socially connected. Stay really invested in your community and your friends and your family, because that does help recharge, and it helps make all of this manageable for people.
We have one of our regulars now, Nick, says, Dr. Female Yoda, our doorways aren't wide enough.
Hey, Jay, can you grab the small Yoda from over there?
I love Nick. He's saying, I can't wait to meet both of you guys in person. Now, Doctor, behind us here, you've had some time everybody has to get. It doesn't look like anybody lives in your house, though, Doctor. Can you reassure us and show us that you hang something on your refrigerator or something?
Oops.
Well, I lock my husband in the bedroom because he's allowed his computer, but he's not allowed to come out. I love that. I want one. People do live in my house. Normally my dogs would be here. I don't know where they've gone. We're also in the process of moving, so there actually is not much on the refrigerator. I will show you my dog, and she'll run. Hold on.
Let's see. Oh, there's the dogger.
Oh, and there she goes. Yeah, she's scared of everything. We got her as a therapy dog for our responders. But she's afraid of all humans. So she runs from everyone. So, yeah, she's our little therapy dog. and Nick is locked in the bedroom. So,
oh, Nick, you're get to come out soon, Nick. We've only got a couple of minutes left with the doctor. So we talk about things that you can. And thank you for yesterday, because I did look into Renee Brown. That's fantastic. And Simon, how do you pronounce Simon's last name?
I believe Cynic. Yeah.
Cynic. Those are fantastic things. But as we're going, we've talked about please start a podcast. So we want to help you out with figuring out how to put a podcast out there. But creativity, is this a time for folks to just start just tapping into their creativity? I know as you get older, I loved drawing as a kid. I was really actually fairly talented at it too. But things that I think I would love to rejoin, this might be a good time to get back into things that really, really made you tick or that you loved at one point.
I would agree with that. And now, since Nick keeps giving me grief over the, I'm going to talk about his personal life. And so it goes along with this. So about a year ago, Nick's going to kick my ass for saying this on the radio. However, Nick fell down the stairs. He'll argue with you in just a minute over text, but he fell down the stairs and he blew out his leg. So his quad muscle ended up detaching from his kneecap. Massive surgery, a year-long recovery. It was really, really hard on him. And in those first couple of weeks, a lot of depression and a lot of struggle because he was so not able to be connected at work and to his pack of people. And one of the things that he did was teach himself to play the guitar. And he would say it absolutely saved his life. And it's been amazing. He was always a musician. He plays the piano, but he also taught himself to play the guitar. We always have art and creativity in our home. It's a big deal to us just on the day to day. And we're trying to make sure that we stay connected to that. I love that you said you used to draw, but that's a whole side of the brain that we sometimes just don't activate because, on the day to day, we're so busy. But it is nice to slow down and try to get back into that creative mind. It is really helpful to do that.
Mm-hmm. So thank you for sharing that. And Nick says, I know my place, or should I say, she tells me where my place is. Not a bad thing. Nick, at least you don't have to think much, which I kind of like myself. So Jay, Jay, I'm going to throw you into this conversation. We had a kind of a deep conversation of just about enjoying things in life anymore. What should I enjoy? I should enjoy this, but I don't enjoy this. And I don't know if I'll enjoy anything ever. I said, you know what? Just as an aside, I'll bet you she'll answer the phone. Call Dr. Metz, which would be a cool thing. But Jay, it's day to day, Jay, right? I know I threw you into the mix there, Jay.
What was the question?
Question is, why aren't you enjoying things right now, Jay?
Well, I mean, the question isn't why aren't you enjoying things right now? It's why don't you enjoy things, period. I think I'm a constant pessimist for whatever reason, and it's bizarre, and I make light of it and I joke a lot to where the only time in my life when I'm optimistic is when it comes to women. And what I mean by that is if I text a woman or Snapchat a woman and I say, hey, what's going on?
Hey, Jay, do you mind closing the show? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to give you my headset. You come over here. I'll do Jay. I'll push the end thing, but close this up with everybody.
I'm on. I mean, I'm.
Oh, you're on the screen.
Yeah, I'm on the screen.
You can see her? Okay.
Yeah, people can see.
Okay,
she can't see me, but that's not important.
We can see.
And then Elan Wenzel was going to follow up with his dish. If you said you wanted to see the end of it, so we can throw that at the very end. What was the question?
Food for the soul.
He's going around this, but Doctor.
No, I was going to make a joke in light of, but I am a pessimist. I am a pessimist. So my thing is the only time I'm optimistic is so I don't get a text back or a Snapchat back from her. And I'm like, well, that's probably just because she's parachuting or so. I'm sure she would like to see me in a million different naked ways. And so that's good and everything else, right? But if I'm at work and somebody comes in and goes, hey, man, a car just got hit outside. That's my car. My car just got hit. It has to be my car. There's no way it's not my car. So I have a really bad habit of thinking pessimistically before optimistically, and I don't know where that comes from. I don't know what it is. If it's a vitamin B deficiency, or
let's see what you say to you, man.
Let's see what the Dr. Yoda says.
I want to see Jay is one of those guys that really, and you've got spent a little time with us. Folks love him. He's one of those guys you can talk to, which is a very big talent in my estimation of being it. People can open up to you. I want to see Jay as happy as he possibly can be.
And I think it sounds like we all are on the same page. We would love to see Jay as happy as he can be. I think he's clearly one of those. Jay, you are one who likes to be sarcastic, and it's kind of part of your sense of humor. I'm actually going to throw back to you, Jay, one of the things that Jason said earlier when he was talking about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they the positive or the negative? And what I would add to that is, how would you rate yourself? And I would guess it sounds like Jay. It sounds like in this case, your head, maybe a little bit of a negative. And so making sure that, again, we think about what is it that people bring into our life that's positive, and how do we bring that to ourselves? Sometimes we get stuck in our own negative headspace, and we don't recognize we've got to actually invest in that relationship too.
Who are the 5 people in your life, Jay? This is your chance to bash me.
Greg, Rebecca, Dave, Little Rich, and Dr. Sara Metz.
Oh.
I mean, honestly, there's not a whole lot of folks in my life for longer than 11 minutes, except for the radio show, The Modern Eater. I mean, genuinely, I live alone. I don't like guests.
Here's what he told me today, though, Doctor, which I kind of wait for a little bit of because I know Jay is always going to come around. Today he said to me, I talked to a couple people and they said to me, you're doing such great work, Jay. You're really keeping people connected. Man, you're doing so much for the community. And for a moment there, he said, I felt kind of like I was doing something that meant something.
Oh, that's awesome. And I think holding on to that, Jay, I've never even met you, and I love your style. You're clearly sarcastic and witty, and I love that in humans. Anytime they kind of have that dark sense of humor, it's comforting to me because I'm the same way. So I would guess a lot of people are drawn to that and love Jay, and I wish Jay could maybe love himself a little bit more too.
Oh, well, there's no short of that, but going forward, and here's the thing here's a phrase, Doctor, that I've coined, and I would like for you to use it in any way possible. I just want, when people in Ireland, and Judy's back in Ireland, and hears this from somebody, I want to know it comes from me, which is, I'm smart enough to know how stupid I am. and so it's like, I'm completely self-aware of how fortunate and lucky I am as a human on Earth. In any time, whether it's coronavirus or not, I'm completely self-aware of that. I'm also self-aware of my shortcomings and my talents, or what's perceived to be talent, and all these things. It's hard for me to, I don't know, accept it or believe it, or and I don't know what the right words are, but I'm self-aware of it, right? I'm not ignorant. I used to write a blog, and I wrote a whole blog about praying for ignorance as I wake up every day. And I would love to wake up ignorant because you don't have a care in the world. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I'm completely,
might be overthinking,
aware of it.
More complicated. Doctor, we're getting Jay to open up. Here's the thing. Would you take a call from Jay and see if we can make?
I'm not going to call. I mean, I'll already tell you, I'm not going to call her. And that's not on her. I mean, it's not like I don't think she's talented and intelligent and could possibly help me.
You don't want to put her out.
I don't want to put her out. And I have just, and so I'll say this sentence, and then I know the doctor's response, which is, I don't have time to get into my head right now with everything that's going on.
Ooh, that's a great question,
on a day to day. And her answer is,
you don't know her.
I know. Well, can I just try? And it's going to be somewhat close. Okay. Her answer to that would be, well, listen, if your head's not right, then all the things you're trying to do aren't going to be as good or as right. Like the mental health is first, right? So it's like, if I'm insane it doesn't matter that I want to build a log cabin because I can't.
Well, then
I'm
know
insane.
how dumb you are. Then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Ray, isn't that? Am I in the neighborhood, doctor, where it's like if I were to say I don't have time to get into my head for my mental health and I don't want to bother Dr. Sarah, and all this stuff.
Yeah, that's full of shit. You absolutely are. You do have time.
Okay, I didn't
let her answer.
I'm all right.
Oxygen mask on first, I think, is something that we always say. And I think what I would also say is most people multitask. So you're already doing 15 things at once. Add a 16th thing in there and work on yourself while you're multitasking. Just a little bit more time and investment in self. I think, you can, we tend to stick to one thing, but take care of yourself has to be on that list too.
As much as I don't know him, I think I know Jay. And I think there are other folks out there that are the same. Dr. Sara Metz I'm embarrassed or afraid or think it's insignificant to reach out for help. What do you do with folks like that?
And I think that that's a big piece that we're really trying to change that stigma and help people to recognize that's what helps other people to make it okay for them to reach out. Even if you don't necessarily do it for yourself, learn the language, make it okay so you can let other people know it's okay. We teach that all the time with our responders. Law enforcement, fire culture has definitely been one that has always said, we don't reach out for help, suck it up, buttercup, deal with it yourself. And we want people to recognize that, you've got to take care of yourself and you have to make that okay for others as well.
Yeah, Jay's always wanted to explore stand-up comedy. I said, please go out and explore stand-up comedy. We actually stood up and did an improv stand-up for an amateur night one time. We both had a great time. I'll try one on you, doctor. I've gained so much weight lately that I looked at my iPhone and it won't open up because it doesn't recognize me anymore.
I love it. Love it.
I got more where that came from. Dr. Metz, you're great. You always end us on a great note.
I have one thing, if you don't mind, while I interrupt. So a girlfriend of mine was running around doing something, and I said, do you want a physical distance together? And she just said, I don't understand. And I said, you need to watch the last part because we're trying to not social distance is the point. Physically, yes, we need to be apart. We need to connect now. And Doctor, you made a great point. I think we really drove it home yesterday on stating that, stay connected. It's good for mental health. It's good. We're people. We are creatures of habit who love to be around each other. We're social, especially in this industry. So to Gabrielle, we are not social distancing. We're physically distancing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm glad you guys feel like we're really starting to change that dialogue because it really is so important. It's fun for me to socialize with you guys, even though I haven't gotten to actually give you guys those big hugs yet. But I think you can really stay connected with people even across the distance.
Yeah. So listen, here's what I want to do tomorrow, same time, same place. But Friday, I want to start the show with you.
Aww.
So 2 p.m. Friday.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I think we need that to start our weekend.
I will check the calendar, but I think we can do that.
Awesome.
God, I hate it when Greg has good ideas and I don't. See, that just adds to my depression,
Jay,
doctor.
you are beautiful and you have wonderful ideas and you call me all the time with them. Greg doesn't use half of them.
You're good enough. You're smart enough.
Yeah.
And gosh darn it, people like you.
People like Chef Elan Wenzel like me.
Yeah, that's true. Metz. Thank you, Doc. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, doctor.
Here, take it away, Chef.
Hi, Nick.
Chef, take it away, Chef. Hey, Chef Elan Wenzel, if you were putting something together early on, I wanted to make sure that we checked back in with you. You didn't throw all those ingredients. I know you wouldn't, but we just want to make sure they went to good use.
How's that gluten soup coming along? Heard there was some barley in there.
Check out the size of this pot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's going.
So what I made... basically, I made just a veggie and grain mix that could be utilized in any fashion. You can pair it up with a steak or chicken. You can make some Japanese or Thai curry and put that on top, or add this with lentils or something. And you could even warm it up ever so slightly and put it on top of a salad and make a meal salad out of it. So.
Hey man, I may, believe it or not, I may want to talk to you about that recipe, Chef. Because I'll hit you on the DL.
Yeah. Okay.
On the DL, why? Why don't you just be normal and text the guy? I'm
now
going to get you on the down low on this one, Elan.
He's almost up after his therapy session. That's why.
Oh, God, that was just terrible.
Well, what he's saying is if the recipe's too good, he doesn't want to share it with anybody.
No. It's just and I'll DL. Yeah, that therapy thing, that's brutal for me. Oh my God! And not to the doctor. The doctor's wonderful, obviously. It's just my head.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Elan, guess who's starting the show with us at 2 p.m.?
Dr. Metz.
No, that's Friday.
Oh, Friday. What day is today?
I know. It's Wednesday. Do you know what day it is? It's.
Oh yeah. Who are you starting the show with tomorrow?
Do we just freeze it into that?
He's like
stupid internet.
I have a way with men like that.
Yeah, frozen. There he is.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Give a guess.
Jesus Silva.
So we've had Jesus. Okay, so we'll do what we've had Jesus on.
I saw.
We've had Juan Padre on. We've had Justin Brunson on. We've had Alex Seidel on.
Saw that.
We've had you on.
Did we have Elise on?
We've had Elise Wiggins on as well. We've had Josh Oakley on.
Oh, did I hear you earlier say Troy Gard?
Troy Gard will be on tomorrow.
Ding, ding, ding.
2 p.m. What do we ask him?
Nice.
What do you think? Give me a question.
Oh, man, that's tough. I mean, maybe find out how he and his staff are approaching this whole craziness.
I know
I think that's the question because, he's got, great team, great chef, a lot of perspective. So I would certainly like to see what he has to say and how he's approaching it.
Have you been taking care of yourself as far as financial aid and seeing what's out there for you and applying for what you can, Elan?
Yeah, I was just looking at some stuff last night. I kind of wanted to see, I watched a bit of Trump's speech today, so I want to get a sense of what's going to be out there. So yeah, I'm just doing the best I can and trying to get as much knowledge as I can before I start to get into these things. And I'm sure that the websites are going to be, there you go, Element Knives. I'm sure that the websites are going to be jam-packed. So I'm just kind of waiting it out to see what's going on.
What's the number one thing? I know the number one thing. Don't put your knives in the dishwasher.
Ever.
Never put a knife in the dishwasher.
Can you do?
It's like, a light touch like that, it's not going to hurt it. Those knives are stout.
Yeah, but why are you doing it? Type of thing.
Yeah.
What else? It's just a no, Elan.
Well, I think what's more important than a no is just some basic fundamentals on edge retention. So is your cutting board overly hard, or is it a nice softer material like an edge or end grain wood? Are you scraping the blade like I showed earlier in the segment, or are you turning it over and using the spine? And how well are you establishing that edge, or having somebody establish it for you that knows what they're doing? So
what's better, a wooden cutting board or a plastic cutting board?
Well, it kind of depends on the setting, right? So in commercial kitchens, you cannot use wood cutting boards. So the softer the plastic cutting board.
I've heard urban legend stories of like things crawling out. You crack it open and you got a bug colony in there.
I've never seen that. Never really heard of it. That sounds more urban legend to me than anything.
No, I believe it.
Jay believes it.
But that's disgusting.
Yeah. What kitchen are you in?
Yeah, it depends on the kitchen because there's probably things crawling out of other surfaces there. So
yeah. There's some Japanese cypress that makes great cutting boards, and the wood is kind of self-healing almost. But once again, not a no-go in a commercial setting.
Japanese cypress. Elan, I love you, and I got to tell you that you probably have the most interesting refrigerator today.
It's fun, right?
It is fun.
It's our new game.
Yeah. If I'm not at work and not in my car, I'm at home, and the two rooms used the most, obviously, are kitchen and bedroom. So
yeah. Okay. So as we're closing today, open the refrigerator and let's take a look at.
Oh Lord. Okay. Taking you into the refrigerator.
Into the fridge. Is there any sake? Is there any sake in there?
No, but sake and wine are up here. Oh. Here's the sake.
Ooh la la!
Yeah, this rack is getting pretty sparse.
Yes, it is.
Got La Croix. That's always important.
Now, there's the age-old battle: LaCroix or La Croix.
Oh, it's actually LaCroix, but I feel like I sound stupid when I say LaCroix, so I call it LaCroix.
Elan, show me something local in there.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Ooh.
Oh.
Ninja, I caught it.
Good.
Miso hot.
Yes, that stuff is so good. Oh my gosh.
So good.
If you see Lee and Travis's Instagrams all the time, they always are cooking with
Yeah, and Cholaka.
Ooh, what's that?
So
it's that one dude's stuff. That's so
yeah, Ira.
Oh, that's right.
I'm losing his name off the top of my head. Great product. They sustainably source
like CBD,
and 70
right?
calories per.
There is a CBD version. Yeah,
that's right.
Which is that?
Elan, do you have any ice cream in your freezer?
No, I can't be trusted with ice cream. So
neither can I, brother. I love you, Troy Gart tomorrow, and then Eat Denver will be on as well.
No space in here though.
Boy, yeah, you're all set.
We're just actually checking out our future bunkers between everybody is really our undercover purpose here. So.
my freezer and pantry are stocked. So.
Katie Laser, 3 p.m. Eat Denver as well, and we'll continue
awesome.
on. You're the man. I can't wait to see you again. Obviously, if you'd like to, we keep it on Saturday nights under 10. I think we had four or five. How many people did we have in the kitchen last show?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're getting most people by
5.
But if you take a shower, you clean yourself up, get some gloves on and a mask, come into the kitchen. I want to see
sanitizer and all that. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you guys.
It's an essential business here to keep the industry going.
That's
right?
right.
I confirm.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elan.
Bye, guys.
Wenzel. All right. What a day.
What a day. My face hurts from laughing so hard, you guys. Like, I'm going to have to ice it when I get home. You know what? Laughter kind of cures a little bit of the soul. We saw some really great people with some great input, and we're getting through. Day 10.
Together. Appreciate you as always.
Appreciate you guys. Jay, appreciate you opening up.
Call Dr. Metz.
You should be happy. You're getting free therapy. That stuff costs $250 an hour.
Loves you, man. It does?
Yeah.
Why that much?
I don't know, or 150, depends on how jacked up you are.
Can I just not do it and collect the money and collect half, save...
Support local. Here's Ska, here's Brews Beers, here's Distillery 291.
So we need to get your gear in so that we can purchase some more of it. Right now I'm supporting all of Denver. This came from Wish Gifts, a
you
local
got a hat
boutique.
for us tomorrow, don't you?
And I do have a hat for you tomorrow.
If anything, just tune in and see what Rebecca wears.
Yeah, exactly.
And Sam Pasquale. We'll be here
and
for you.
Dr. Yoda.
Yep. The Modern Eater Show. Dave Thibodeau from Scott Brewing Company is calling right now. I promise you. There he is. We're going to get him on the show tomorrow. I sent him a, maybe he's watching, doubt it, but the Brewstillery that they're opening up in Boulder. I want to know how that's going. Scott Brewing Company, my favorite brewing company in Durango, Colorado, and Peach Street Distiller in Palisade, Colorado.
Yeah, ooh, Palisade.
Teaming up together in Boulder, Colorado. Here it comes. It's Ska Street Brewstillery. And I want to know how they're doing and holding up. I mean, wow. Interesting times we're living in, and we are trying to get it together, stay together.
Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. We're going to go hyper local. We'll see you at 2:00 tomorrow.
There it is.